Yes. He likes to sit in there and kick
Oh,
the
hi
Edinburgh
guys.
crib. Oh,
Oh,
hello.
hi.
How y'all doing?
Surviving for now.
Both home life, life in general, and chaos of the universe right now.
Sure, we'll go with that answer.
Okay, I like that. We'll go with that. It has been a week. What have you all been up to?
2 weeks.
Oh shit, 2 weeks. Sorry.
Mostly
My
dealing
bad.
with you.
I mean that's true. That is true. Yeah,
I've been building a house.
How's that coming along, by the way?
I got all the rafters up day before yesterday, and I'm sheathing the walls right now. But man, I could non-math today. Every single cut I made was wrong, so I just kind of stopped at
Oh no.
like 5 o'clock and called it done.
What's the term? Measure twice, cut once.
Oh, there was lots of measuring. There was lots of diagrams being drawn, lots of everything. Then when I went to make the actual cuts were wrong, even though the measurements were right. So I don't know what was going on.
Having one of those days where it's
Yeah.
just like, I'm done. Apparently, this is not worth it.
Stressful day.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Need to shoot some space aliens to unwind.
That sounds so good to me.
That's good, especially since Jamar, speaking of which, got shot last time. For just a little recap for everybody, you guys were able to successfully turn in the goods to Petey and drop him off. He was not available, but you still got your reward. And you guys were able to go back. You agreed to go back to Brockus's ship, which is not functional, and confirmed so by Jamar that it's done, son. And decided to have dinner and spend the night there as a nice place to stay. Got to meet his daughter and hang out with her for a bit. And then decided,
Don't forget somebody snuck a peek at the booty.
That's true. Vera did walk in on Dresscar while he was showering. Did not knock, just walked right on in.
And we built an impressive fort. Important things.
Yes, of course.
With murder holes.
Yes. You guys decided that there was probably a couple contacts you were going to get a hold of. You were going to gather up some things and kind of put them in one location. That way you guys kind of had somewhat of a base of operations for the time being. Unfortunately, Vera's ride left. Unfortunately, Ep just completely ran off once his cargo was kind of compromised.
He ditched me and didn't even bother to pick up the phone when I called.
No, he did not. So stuck on Omega with everyone else, Vera has decided to stay with the crew for the time being. And so in the morning when they went over to Jamar's place to gather all the stuff that he needs to bring back, he was unfortunately shot in the back by a mysterious being that said, "How dare you get in my way?" As a bullet went through him. And I actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I rolled for damage, did I?
Nope.
Did not.
Nope.
Did not. Okay.
All that went through my head was the whole Pirates of the Caribbean. You shot me. For like the past week.
Pirate.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Okay. You were shot for 10 points of damage.
It's only a flesh wound.
And as soon as, now when this was said, it was so low, it was practically a whisper that Jamar was the only one that heard it, that by the time the gunshot went off, everyone else turned around and saw Jamar kneeling there with a bloody chest wound, but no one was behind him. And that's where we're going to start our game.
can't remember if I was in the room with them. I think I was.
You were not. He was the last one to walk out.
So, is the door open to his
It
abode
is.
or where? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to scan the area outside, looking for snipers that might have had a line of shot on him through the door.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check.
And while Vera's doing that, I'm going to go apply my Metagel to Jamar.
Okay.
Totally forgot to get my dice ready.
Oh,
I know.
it's okay. I didn't pre-roll mine
So
either.
that's going to be 8 points of healing.
8 points. Oh, nice.
We've had a rest, correct?
You did. Yes,
Yes.
it is. It's about mid-morning for you guys right now. So after spending the night over at Brox's place. So yeah, you guys are clean and well rested.
I rolled a 19 on perception.
19, you look around, and aside from the occasional shady people, they're just part of the locals. You don't really see anything catching your eye as far as like a sniper or someone that may look suspicious enough anywhere nearby or in the distance.
I'm going to go back inside and shut the door so nobody can encroach on us.
Okay, are you all piling inside or just you?
Yeah. I'm suspecting a tactical cloak use, so I'm going to see if I can't find evidence of like footprints or something so that I can try to find somebody who might be currently invisible.
Okay.
I'm assuming I had to go inside to get to Jamar already.
Okay, go ahead and Dreskar, make an investigation.
Oh, okay. Investigation. That's only one worse. That's going to be 21 then.
21? Yeah, you're able to, since Jamar kind of has this organized mess thing going on, and the robot just kind of being a klutz the whole time, you do notice, it's very subtle, but some of the leaking parts and oil kind of mixed in on, that's kind of stained on the floor right now. You're able to see what looks like a footprint, and you look back and forth at Jamar's feet, and that foot looks almost the same. But these feet look maybe a bit bigger. But the pattern's the same.
Do I see what direction they're going in?
It looks like that it was facing towards Jamar, so facing towards the door. But unfortunately, that's all you see. You see a couple footsteps like it's walking forward, one sidestepping, and then they're gone.
I'm going to try to basically trying to fake that I'm looking in looking towards a different route and break what I think might be line of sight of where this person may have gone. So like, you know, looking around on the floor, and I go behind some crates and activate my own tactical cloak and try to get a higher perspective.
Okay.
What's the ceiling like in here? Like, is there rafters? Is it tall?
It's not that tall. It's kind of a small box, almost, it looks like. There's a couple of beams, some metal beams on the top, not enough for you to maybe stand or maybe even kneel on, but you could probably, you could probably belly crawl on them if you wanted to climb up there. Otherwise, there's not a lot of space for you to get up there.
But would it give me a better perspective on the whole room if I was up there?
It would, yeah.
Okay, so like I said, I'm going to go behind something, try to break line of sight where I think this person may have gone.
Okay.
Activate my own tactical cloak and try to get up higher.
Okay. Go ahead and just kind of give me a athletics to see if you can jump up there. Actually, you know what? No, it's not. You don't even have to do that. But with how low the ceiling is too, you can easily just jump up if you got up on the desk or the workstation and just kind of jumped up there. It's pretty low enough that you'd be able to do it actually without
But
Any
I
check.
assume I would need to also give you a stealth check.
Yes.
Both really good. 26.
Okay. You think you're stealthed.
I think I'm stealthed. And I'll just be
And no
trying
one else
to-
sees you.
I'm-
Everyone, everyone's just like, hey, dress carpet.
And he's gone.
I'm gonna try to see if I can find this person, or maybe if they like went out a window or something from
Okay.
my perch.
Okay,
'Cause
there's
I
not
fully expect someone to be in there still.
There's no really like any windows. There's kind of like one place that kind of looks like a vent that you can open up that looks out into space, but it's kind of like the only window in there. There are a couple of doors. There's one that goes out to the main area that is now currently closed, that Vera closed, and the other one that looks like it goes into like a little mini area that you were in before while you were helping Jamar, and it was kind of like a little mini bedroom where it just was very small, basic, with like a cot and a side table. That was all in there.
And is it currently open?
It is open, yes.
Okay, do I see any signs of movement? Other than
You do
from
not.
my-
It is very small. However, you could make a perception check if you're looking for someone who may be cloaked.
That's exactly what I would like to do. 20, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You don't necessarily see anything, but you do hear a noise which sounds like it's coming from above in that room.
In that room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Vera, you'll hear a soft sound of like feet hitting the floor next to you, and I'll say, in the bedroom.
I'm gonna immediately rush.
That's
towards
sexual.
The...
Sorry.
Oh Jesus, it is. I didn't even realize. I'm gonna immediately rush towards the bedroom with my assault rifle in hand.
Okay.
And
Just
I'm
really
going
like
to
what you
try.
said.
I'm going to try to get in there as well, still cloaked.
Okay. Both of you make a investigation check for me.
It's nice to know I can get Vera in the bedroom that easily.
It's a surprise to me too. 21.
22.
Okay, you are both actually able to see. So there is a spot above the bed that looks like it may be a loose metal platform that is only oh so slightly off center.
Does it look like someone might be on it?
Not necessarily on it, but you've noticed that it looks like someone popped it up and didn't quite put it back in place.
Like one of those suspended ceiling panels.
Yes.
So it's likely that somebody is trying to crawl away through the roof, I assume. I'm gonna rush over there and if I can fit, I'm gonna try and get up there and follow the person that I assume went this way.
Okay, you're actually able to fit up there. You're pretty tall, so if you climbed up on the bed, you could actually get yourself up there.
Okay. And I'm assuming I have to crawl and can't like stand up once I
You
actually
cannot
get up there.
stand up. You would have to belly crawl, and you
Yeah.
wouldn't even really be able to get on your hands and knees even. You'd have to belly crawl.
Okay, so I'm like doing the army belly crawl, still with assault rifle kind of in one hand and kind of crawling hand over hand.
Okay. You actually, thanks to Dresscar, you're actually able to see just in time. It's pretty dark in here. It's a little hazy from all the smoke and dust and everything else that has just collected up here over the years. But you are able to see a very faint light which looks like it may be another piece of one of those like metal tiles or something that may have been moved. That's a bit down, as you crawl your way towards there.
Okay.
With my training, do I have any idea where I might be able to position myself, like basically going another route, try to cut off the escape by going out the building and try to, like, I don't know. Do you get what I mean?
Vera, are you crawling pretty fast?
As fast as I can.
Okay, so Dreskar, you can actually hear her above, and you can hear the kind of the clink, 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 clink going across, and you quickly realize that she's going in the direction that's just outside of the whole room, Jamar's whole area.
Okay, so I'm going to try to go outside and cut off the escape and try to trap whoever this is between myself and Vera.
Okay. So you go outside, and almost at the same time, Dreskar and Vera, you go out, and Dreskar, you're kind of looking up, trying to see where Vera and the enemy might be. And you see Vera at the last second just kind of pop open that tile that's just a few feet away from the outside of Jamar's place. But unfortunately, because it was technically cracked, you didn't see anyone pop out, and you assume maybe they already got out.
I'm going to look for anything that would indicate where they went.
Okay. Both Vera and Dreskar do another investigation check for you, please.
Not as good as last time, but still
Nope.
good. It's a 19.
19?
I
Okay.
got a 7.
Now you kind of look around, and it's can't really get an idea of where it may have gone. Vera, you're able to see while you're still up top. You do notice that there is what looks almost like dog tags that got caught in one of the vent pieces sticking out before it dropped down to where you think the perpetrator left.
I am grabbing those and taking a look.
It is a bit dark up there, so you can't really get a good look, so you'd have to either crawl back or pop out where you are now.
I'm going to grab them, and then, since I assume I've lost the actual person that they were attached to, I'm just going to hang, like, part way out of the vent rather than dropping out completely. So
Okay.
I have a bit of light.
Okay. And you're able to easily see that it looks like it is dog tags. Not quite sure if it's military or you're kind of unfamiliar with it. But it does say the name Kelchu on it.
All coming together. In that case, I am going to retreat back through the vent, making my way back over to Jamar.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is a tight fit, so you struggle a little bit kind of turning around, but you're able to get through and pop back down.
I'll go back as well.
Okay. So Jamar and Athelia, what are you guys doing while they're doing all this?
Apparently being patched up in all this.
So who'd you piss off recently?
That's the long list.
Kind of assumed.
I mean, I make weapons. People get upset when they get shot, and sometimes they come looking.
So while you're patching them up, takes a little bit while you're kind of doing your thing, Athelia, and pretty quickly Dreskar and Vera come back from two different angles.
Do we even see Dreskar still? Because he still has his tactical
Yeah,
cloak on.
Once I'm in the door, I'll drop the cloak.
We had no idea they left.
I keep forgetting he does that. That's like a thing. Yeah, sorry. You just see Vera.
Predator mode.
Yeah, no, you see both of them. As Dreskar closes the door, you see his cloak fade away, and Dreskar and Vera kind of pop out at the same time.
I have to say, Dreskar, that's kind of creepy.
Comes in pretty handy, actually.
I'm sure it does. It's still creepy. The door's opening by itself. It's closing by itself. You don't know what's going on. A little notice would be nice.
If I gave you notice, it would kind of ruin that if somebody was around to hear that. Just saying.
Well, if you open the door, they see that too. It's kind of the same thing.
True.
I'm gonna toss the tags at Jamar. Friend of yours? Muted.
Muted. Am I muted? Yes. Do I recognize them?
You don't, but you do know, just because of you guys hanging out and gathering information the last couple days or so, just being in this group, you've become familiar with the name Kelchu, all assuming that's who Kay is. The only information that you all know, just as a friendly reminder, is that Kay is supposedly working with Z with the Blue Suns. And that's all you really know. Otherwise, you've never met this person. You don't know what they look like, just like the majority of the people. It's just all a mystery of who or what he is. And that he's a Solarian.
And they know that I'm here looking for Kay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just that he's kind of a mystery, working with the Blue Suns, and that he is a Solarian.
So, Jamar, why exactly are you a target?
And again, I make weapons. Sometimes people get angry when they get shot by them, or, you know, somebody lost bidding on them.
You must be a fairly big target, though, if this K person came after you personally.
Well, we did disrupt some goods down there. He probably had some deal. Well, remember he had some dealings with the Volae, so I mean, maybe he holds Jamar responsible for that.
That's a very real possibility.
Say we should report this to the authorities, but I don't suppose that's going to do us much good here.
What are
There
they
also
going to do?
aren't any
Shoot me again?
authorities. There are no authorities. It's Omega.
So what are we going to do about this? If Jamar is a target, then we're all in danger.
Find him, take him out.
How do we find him?
Well, we have a Volus contact that knew him. I was hoping to get an introduction on more friendly terms, at least to start with, but
And supposedly he's working with this Z we're supposed to go take care of as well. So if we can get to him, we might be able to get more information.
and I know Brachus is of particular interest on Z as well.
Well, I think we do know where Z might be. Section 48, if I remember correctly.
That sounds right.
I've got notes.
Yeah, section 48.
Anybody have any less dangerous leads than that?
Well, we could always try the Volus. We could also try our new friend. Sorry, I forget the name. The guy that we just dropped off.
Arleo.
Oh, God.
We can see what he knows.
Well, Jamar, are you up for another conversation with Petey?
Do I get a choice?
Doesn't really sound like it.
mean, last time I did pose as your secretary, so I guess I could call again.
But where's the fun in that?
True.
Volos all sound like malfunctioning vacuum cleaners.
We tell you right now, I'm gonna be a one-trick pony. All the Volos have asthma.
You're
I mean,
not wrong.
they all do anyway.
They do. Not much creativity behind their voice other than asthmatic.
And squeaky.
Yeah.
Can't say they're the most pleasant to listen to, but if that's our only option,
Yes.
that's non-violent right now.
And I think it would be a good
if people
idea
are trying to kill me, I mean, who knows how long that list is?
Right. So let's maybe try the non-violent options first. And that
Well,
starts with
then we could
PD,
possibly go.
then Arleo, was it?
Who do you guys want to go see first? Or are you gonna call someone?
I think we should call PD since we have his number.
I think I technically have Arleo's number too, didn't I?
Oh, do
You
you?
I know
do,
I gave
yeah.
him. Yeah, I do.
You guys exchange numbers. You
really?
and Brockus have his number.
That's right. Yes.
I mean, I could call Arleo. I do have his number.
Speaking
Well, I think
of
we should-
communications, we do need to set up our Omni tools so that we can more freely communicate with each other over distance, so we don't have a hand signal incident again.
You guys already did that.
Oh well, fine.
I don't
be
think
that
there was
way.
an issue with the hand signals. We read you just fine.
I'm glad you think so.
Yeah, you guys exchanged numbers before you met
Mhm.
Arleo, so you guys could communicate if something went down.
Right. Yes, we did.
So you
Yep.
guys have
Okay,
numbers.
sorry.
We've synced our
Missed
watches.
that.
You synced your watches.
Did
Remember,
we
'cause
sync
the-
our Palm Pilots? Oh my god!
Because remember, you guys were the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
But we did it through like that 90s infrared connection, so we had to hold them like butt end to butt end before they connected to each other.
Oh, it's like when you
Yeah.
traded Pokemon on your original Game Boy. You had to make sure it was lined
Oh.
up on the light, and you're just like, go! Don't move!
You twitched.
And then they came out with a cable.
Yeah.
Made things so much easier.
So much easier. Yeah, or maybe that was probably the Game Boy Color. Either way, it was super old school before they did the... Yeah. Anyway.
Spare time knows what we're talking about.
So anyway, oh, memory room. Athelia, so did you want to go ahead and call Arleo then?
I think I'm gonna wait for them to call PD first.
Okay. Are you gonna call PD, or is Jamar gonna call PD?
I'll really quickly remind them that PD considers Kay a profitable business partner, so we might want to play those kind of angles.
I could call PD and tell him that I had Jamar had a deal with him, and I had missed as a secretarial error. I misplaced his number, and hopefully Jamar, hopefully PD could give it to us.
It's worth a try.
If you can convince him of that, sure.
I can try to. So I guess I'm calling PD.
Okay. So you call PD, and sure enough, that familiar little nasally voice pops up and goes, "Hello, this is PD."
Hello, PD. This is Athelia. I am Jamar's assistant. I hate to bother you like this, but he had a meeting today with Kay, and he needed to reschedule it. But I have misplaced Kay's number. It's really unfortunate, and it's totally my error. But I was hoping you could really help someone out.
Oh,
Pass it along.
Jamar was able to get in contact with Kay. That's good. He's very good for business.
Yes,
Yes,
he
he is.
definitely made contact.
Yes. The weird thing is, Jamar must have gotten a hold of him because he doesn't contact anybody, so he has no number to give out.
Oh. I could have sworn he gave us a number. Well, I guess he trusts some people with it, not others.
Not to my knowledge, but maybe it's a possibility. But
Or maybe it was a fake number. Who knows?
I mean, if he did try to contact me, it was never him personally.
Do you have a contact for someone I can get a hold of to try and get so they can pass the message along to Kay?
I only know of his some of a couple of his contacts. There's this guy named like Mandel that might know, or Mindy or Manda, something like that. And then I mean he gets around. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of smugglers. Z, I know he's working with Z. That's all I really know.
Do you have any contact numbers for this Mandel or Z?
I unfortunately do not, but
Or where we can find them?
I don't. I'm sorry. I just know he's a popular person that goes around kind of sort of as like a messenger of sorts. A middleman.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time. I can probably maybe try and hunt down this Mandel.
Oh,
Thank
of
you so
course.
much. I'm hoping Jamar does not. I can get this fixed before Jamar finds out.
Oh, of course. And please tell Jamar to contact me ASAP and we can do some business together as well. I would love to talk to him.
Yeah, I will talk to him and try and get you penciled in when he has his next available appointment.
Wait, are you his secretary or something?
Yes, of sorts.
I didn't know he had one. That's very interesting. Good for him.
He recently needed to acquire one to help with his schedule.
Yeah, well, he's a very popular person. So yes, that makes a lot of sense. Yes.
Yes. Well, thank you for your time, Petey.
Oh, no problem. You take care now.
You too. Bye. Click. Well, we know this Mandel or Mindy or Mandy is going around to as a contact for Kay, and that he said Z, but he doesn't have contact numbers for any of them.
Are you
I
sure it wasn't
suppose-
Mando?
It might have been Mando.
This is the
Who
way.
knows?
This is the way.
Pickle Volus, disorganized.
I suppose we should talk to Arleo next, and then whatever information we can get from him will determine our next move.
Yeah. Do we want to call him, or do we want to try and have him meet us somewhere and meet him face to face?
The only way that works is if we set up the meeting spot and not him, because otherwise it turns into an ambush and somebody gets shot.
Well, I was thinking we could go back, we mentioned getting drinks. I might be able to get him back to Afterlife. At the very least, it's public.
Yeah, Arlo does not seem the kind to do important communications remotely.
Well, if you offered him drinks, that's certainly one way to get someone talking, isn't it?
It is. We'd have to somehow work the conversation around the information we need rather than going straight asking for it.
I feel he is the kind that might actually appreciate a straightforward approach. He didn't beat around the bush with us. He told us what
This
he
is true.
wanted.
I look at Vera. I mean, direct is what you do, isn't it?
Oh, I don't mean soldier direct or looking over Brackus direct, but just being straightforward.
It's possible.
I mean, I guess that works too.
Well, we can be straightforward with him, and if he seems to know more than what he's saying, then we can go with plan B, drinks.
Or we can meet up and try to make a purchase. That might make him more amenable if he's making some profit off this. I know I could probably use some more Metagel. Kind of used one of my two on Jamar here.
Yeah, I like that idea as well. Soften him up, but don't beat around the bush and get to the point that we have some information we also want.
Well, it kind of leads us into it because if we're asking for Metagel, we can explain that Jamar got shot and we're looking for the person who did it.
It's very
But I'm
true.
trying to remember, didn't we ask him about Kay a bit before? I thought Brockus might have. Oh, no, we were
Brockus-
asking about Z.
We'd have asked about Z.
All right, so do we want to call Arleo?
Yeah, I think so.
Alrighty. I guess we're calling Arleo.
Okay, are you calling Arleo?
Well, it's either me or Baracus, so me.
Okay. So you go ahead and you dial him, and you hear what doesn't sound like his voice, but what it's deep enough to know that it's a Krogan.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah.
Yeah, I got this number for Arleo, and I need to make I'm hoping to make a purchase of some metagel from him.
And
Is there
who's
someplace-
this?
This would be Athelia.
Hold on. And a moment goes by, and he comes back. Athelia! My girl, I didn't think you'd call so soon.
You know, I wasn't planning on it, but I realized I needed to pick up some more metagel, and I figured why not go through a dear friend.
Oh, well, I mean, I have the connections. You've certainly come to the right place. Did you want to see me, or did you want to pick up at my market?
I think I wanted to see you.
Oh,
Why not pass up on opportunity?
that is perfect. All right. Well, we actually, my shop actually isn't too terribly far from where you met up with me just the other day. So how about I meet you over there and I'll walk you back to my little pad and we'll talk some shop.
I was more hoping for a drink.
Oh, well, that is even better. What did you have in mind?
I was hoping we could meet at Afterlife, and we'll see where the night takes us. Or day, in this matter.
That doesn't sound too bad. A little bit of lighting, a little bit of nice drinks. It'll be a good time. Why don't I say I meet you there in just a couple hours?
Sounds good to me.
All right, I'll see you there.
See you there. Oh, hang up. So we're set to meet. At least I'm set to meet Arleo in Afterlife in a couple hours.
Should we get there a little bit early, and then the rest of us can kind of
Disperse?
position ourselves around wherever you're going to be spending time with him?
That sounds like a good idea. We probably want to try and find one of those booths to sit in, so it's a more private area.
Well, I would be careful. We don't want to make it look like an ambush. I'm sure he doesn't mind us being there, but if we make it look like something's up, then he will be on the defensive immediately.
True. But then again,
Admittedly, this sort of thing is not really my specialty, so whatever you guys think is best.
My suggestion is that one of us sits with Athelia. I'm sure he'll be bringing somebody himself. He does not travel alone. And we can make it obvious that we have our friends around, but not in a threatening manner.
Sounds fair to me.
Right now, he's our friend, and I would recommend we try to keep it that way.
I was trying to attend to. Well, should we go pick up a few things before we head over to the Afterlife then? I know Broncos need to get chocolate milk.
I wouldn't mind grabbing a few things as well.
All right. So
I'll help Jamar back to the ship if you think you need to sit this one out.
You're muted.
How am I muted? No, I'm good. I'm good. I mean, how many times do I expect to be shot in one day?
The number can actually be quite surprising.
Is this a common thing for you two?
I think it depends on how many people we've pissed off, and from the sound of it, it's a long list.
I see.
How bad can it be?
Again, the number can actually be quite surprising sometimes.
So you guys open up the door, and sure enough, you see the robot right there in the doorway, just waiting for you guys to command him, or Jamar to command him to do the next task.
Raise
Let's
my
go-
gun a little surprised and then slowly lower it again.
Perhaps we should have our droid friend here finish taking stuff to the ship.
Probably a good idea, but I don't think Mercy will let them in.
I'll look at Brackus, expecting him to call in that there's a droid.
Or if
I
we're gonna
mean,
do a
worst
bit of-
case, the droid gets shot.
well, if we're gonna do a bit of shopping before we head to Afterlife, Brackus can just go with the droid and then meet up with us at Afterlife.
Seems reasonable.
He nods,
Fair.
and he'll volunteer to escort the stuff back to the ship.
Brackus, is there anything you want while we're out? Guns. Okay.
And chocolate milk.
And chocolate milk. We probably want to take a chocolate milk on our way back to the ship. We don't want it getting spoiled.
That's also very fair, yeah.
So he can pick it up on the way back to the ship with the droid.
So Brackus and the droid leave to go back to the ship to drop everything off. You guys, the only marketplace you really know is just that one area in Petey's place. You were able to see, of course, that one marketplace where you met up with Arleo as well, but it seems like it's much smaller and doesn't look like there was much there. Otherwise, if you guys want to try and hunt for another marketplace, you can. Otherwise, the only one you know of is on the same floor as Petey's office was.
I take it the map isn't going to be terribly helpful in this.
It's not, no.
In any of the markets that we have experienced already, did we notice armor, arms, or general supplies for combat or otherwise surviving combat?
You did see up in the same area as PD that there were a lot of places up front that looked like general goods. When you were scanning earlier, Dreskar, when you were looking out for any shady people and all that stuff, you did see that there were several sections that kind of went back, kind of like a spider web, that may have looked like maybe there were some more shops further back where more of the black market type places were. So you assume that that's the best bet for weapons and armor and the like.
Make the suggestion to the group, but leave it to them to pick where they'd be most comfortable going.
I prefer the place with the larger crowd.
Seems
More
like the
nominee.
better
Guards
option.
don't always offer you safety, though.
I understand that.
We'll just have to be extra vigilant.
Yes.
I can
Alright.
assist on that.
So you guys hop on that little trolley railroad thingamabob and make your way up to the familiar area. And sure enough, like before, one of the first areas you walk into once the hallway opens up is that big busy market just like before. With lots of people everywhere.
So are we trying to get to the back alleys, or are we trying to go with the straightforward shops here?
Depends on what you
Just
want to buy.
straightforward. You're just doing a little bit of shopping, right?
Depends on what you're shopping for.
Well, if we ever get off of this rock, I'm gonna need a helmet and some boots.
You should have taken those boots off that one Turian.
I don't think they would have fit me.
It's too bad.
Explain again why you didn't come with your own set of boots.
Well, I wasn't expecting to be here for starters.
Nor going tromping through some damn near sewer area.
That too. I was expecting to join up with CSAC, and they have their own issued armor that they would have given me.
So shall we go try and find some place with armor first? I think Vera really does need some boots.
Yes, armor or clothing, anything that would just provide, an airtight seal for me, should I have the need. Hopefully I won't, to go out into space.
Can any of you guys see a place that looks like they sell that? Might be a little short to see everything.
Do an investigation.
Damn it. I'm not good at these. Well, it's not bad.
I'm not great at these, but I've been
19.
rolling really well.
19? Yeah, you do see a couple places. There are some places that look like that it has some armor that's just out in the front area. Otherwise, you'd have to kind of explore the different corridors to see what else is down there. But you do see a couple shops that have some armor on them.
So I'm going to point them out to Vera. Either of those look good to you.
I will approach the nearest one, and I'm not looking to buy anything that's like gonna have special effects to it or add anything to my AC. Just something that will keep me safe in space.
Okay.
I'm also going to be actively keeping an eye out for pickpockets. Again, I don't want anybody to get anything lifted off them.
Okay, and just like before, you, of course, those people do exist. You do see them. But they're kind of spread out. They're far and few in between, so you just kind of keep an eye out and make sure that no one swipes anything off of you guys. And you guys are actually able to make your way through. So, you do see a human, Vera, that is at this shop, just kind of shining some armor, rearranging some things. Just kind of doing his own thing. He's in his own little world right now.
And while we're walking through, can I keep an eye out for I Am for Mercy like I promised her? Just
Yes.
anything that might catch my eye for an 8-year-old. Given what I liked when I was 8 years old.
Yes.
So, guns.
Sort of.
Yes.
And
I know
can
she's not
look-
allowed to have guns on fire guns on the ship, so something reasonable.
Can I look at this shop's merchandise without speaking to the human?
You can. It is actually all on display for the most part, so you can look around. A lot of it looks like it's pretty basic. It almost looks like that it was not really made, more like stolen, maybe ripped off of just some dead bodies, maybe even not even necessarily stolen, just like, oh, these people don't need it anymore. But it's in pretty decent shape, so you're able to find some basic stuff, whether it's full sets of armor or individual pieces, and you do find some boots.
Is there a price listed on them?
There is not.
Is there anyone else working here that isn't a human?
Just
Do
gonna
we notice her discomfort?
You're just going to avoid him like the plague, aren't you?
I'm trying real hard.
No, he's the only one working there.
I'll grab the boots and walk up to him.
Are you just gonna get that?
How much?
Those will go for about, maybe 1,000.
Do we overhear him telling her the price?
If you're close enough.
1,000, really?
I mean, it's basic armor.
I mean, it has dings everywhere. This is obviously used.
You can buff that up.
That's my time I have to spend buffing that up, or her time that she has to spend buffing that up.
I mean,
I would pay you the full 1,000.
throw in an extra 200 and I'll buff it up for you.
How about you take 200 off, and so we have to do our own buffing?
See, I gotta make a profit though.
And I'm betting you got these off some dead guy, so you didn't pay for them.
I mean, who hasn't? Still gotta make a living.
Okay, so 800 credits should be enough.
Make a persuasion check.
Not bad, not bad. 16?
16?
Yep.
Where are my d20s? Don't even know. He goes, all right, fine, I'll take 200 off. Make it 800.
And
I'd
Vera,
love to make a check to see if they are actually worth it.
Okay. Do you want to make? Oh God,
I would like
is
to
there
do
a
it off armor
appraisal?
smithing if I could.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I will allow that.
It's like, is this actually worth it? 19?
19? Yeah, aside from the buffering and a few of the dings, it's super basic armor. You know that if you want something higher quality, you know it's 1,000 more credits. So 800's actually not bad at all for how they look and what they're worth.
I'm sitting here digging through the list, trying to decide to figure out how long it would actually take me to make them too.
Yeah, that I don't have. We'd have to probably work something out for that because that's
Yeah,
some smithing
I think
time.
it's like 500 creds a day.
And it depends on like what level quality to
Yeah.
all that good stuff.
Vera just brings up her Omni tool and like gets a transfer for 800 credits ready, waiting for him to confirm it. And she's standing there like super awkwardly, staring at this guy, not blinking, like she's holding her breath. It's real weird for her.
He kind of looks over at Athelia after he kind of confirms the credits. He goes, "Is she mute or something?"
Or something. Thank you very much. Well,
Yeah.
Oh, she's
Scurry out of the
something.
shop. Thank you, Athelia.
Not a problem. Jamar, thanks for taking a look. She didn't waste her money.
Yeah, I can probably do something better once we actually have some time.
Did I see any like armor upgrades or anything in there?
Not
Or is
that's
it all
out in not in the main area. No, not that you can see.
I'll ask.
You're gonna ask the same guy.
Mm-hmm. He's the only one working, right?
Yeah. Well, I didn't know if you were asking someone else. Yeah. You know, there's several places. There's a couple down this alleyway over here, a couple back there, just depending on what you want.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You said that way.
Yeah, kind of over here and over there.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll leave with the group.
Have you heard? Do you have any, or have you heard of anyone who might sell like some sort of bracelet that brings up a shield or a barrier type?
That's a little bit out of my realm. I mean, there's a ton of black markets back here, so you got a pretty good shot checking them out. It's just if you want a little tip, because I can tell you're new here, especially since you're so shiny. This is all just the basic market right here. If you want the good stuff, whether it's pricey or just stuff that's hard to find, you're going to want to go down any of these aisles right here.
Good to know. Thanks. I'm ready to leave when the group is.
Okay, where do you guys go next?
Jamar, maybe I'll have you build me a helmet of some kind later. I don't really want to go back in that shop.
Completely doable. I'm sure I can. I'm sure we can make something work for you.
Wonderful. That's all I had on my shopping list was the boots. And
Just the
helmet, so
boots.
wherever you guys need to go, I'm down.
Well, he said that there were some more interesting purchase potentials down this way.
Would you like to pick the direction then?
I'll pick a direction and start going in that direction.
Okay, so you go down and you start to see why a lot of these aren't really out in the open. There's definitely all kinds of trinkets and gadgets and guns that definitely don't look like they're the norm, whether they're modified or just heavy artillery. You definitely see a handful of herbs and spices, which you can only assume are not herbs and spices.
Oregano. It's oregano.
It's just oregano.
Do we see any of the red stuff? Just kidding.
Are you looking for the red stuff?
No.
Okay.
You probably won't see it, but you can probably find it.
Well, you gotta remember, we don't know it's drugs yet.
You just thought you just had a pixie dust high.
I don't know what it was, but I felt
I'm
great.
gonna lean back to Jamar. Let me know if anything in particular catches your eye. Because the shop that has something that catches your eye might have some special items.
And I'm more still keep an eye out for anything I might want to pick up for Mercy or stuff that looks like might be jewelry but has more effects to it.
Okay. Okay. You do find a place that has kind of a mixture of rare items. Maybe some of them are kind of antiques. Doesn't look like anything shady per se, but it looks like it's more of just the harder stuff to find. And you see all
Antiques.
kinds of interesting trinkets and bobs that kind of catch your eye.
I guess I'm gonna stop there and start looking at stuff.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check. There is a lot kind of sitting out. It's kind of like you go into a fair and seeing all the stuff just sprawled out like a flea market.
Investigations +1, so 14.
14. You do see a few things. It looks like some of them are anywhere between plates, maybe some old antique statues made from more unique materials. But there is one particular thing that does catch your eye, and you've heard stories about these. And what looks like a box with an open box with a little figure standing on top and what looks like a little crank on the side.
So I guess I'm gonna take a closer look. Do I see the shopkeep around?
You do. You see a older woman. She is kind of an older Solarian woman, just kind of sitting on her blanket, just kind of rearranging and messing with the stuff.
Does this work?
Yes, of course. It,
May I?
Yes, just turn that side there a few times and let it go.
Yep. Somewhere, crank it and let it go.
Okay, and it.
Go.
Let it go.
Stop it! No, stop it!
The cold doesn't bother me anymore.
Suddenly, she pulls out a gun and.
The entire party dies.
The DM will remember this. So you wind it up a few times, and as soon as you stop, you hear this really pretty chime as the little figurine turns around in a very pretty dress and just kind of spins as the music plays.
How much do you want for this?
That is, well, I mean, it's not too terribly old compared to some of my other trinkets here, but it is of human make. That would go for just 100 credits.
All right, I'm gonna make the transaction.
Thank you very much. Is there anything else you would like to buy?
Can I make one last perusal, see if anything else catches my eye?
Sure. Do you want to roll again?
Sure.
Anything that would catch my eye while we're at it?
Ooh, that's an 18.
Other than the statues made of some of the unique materials, to your eye, kind of looks like just a bunch of junk and antiques. Nothing super interesting for you.
Any antique weapons?
No weapons.
So I rolled an 18 for that.
An 18, you do see more like jewelry and everything off to the side. Everything from earrings, headbands, bracelets. Very similar to the statues where they're made of anything from basic to very unique type of materials and gems that are off to the side. On the other side, you do see a couple of interesting contraptions that you can only assume, since you've never really seen them before, are probably more human.
Okay. But nothing that stands out again.
Not really, no. Again,
Okay.
This is just mostly just kind of a knick-knack shop of things from different cultures and times.
Thank you for your time.
Yes, of course.
Go ahead and head back out with the group.
I'm actually gonna go in while they're still in there. Is there anything in this store, like any like puzzle boxes or fidget toys, anything of that sort?
There are some puzzle boxes that you find, both of the wood and metal make.
I will pick up one of the metal ones and give it a once over.
Okay. It looks like it's in very good condition. It looks like that it's all the pieces seem to be there as far as you can tell, and it's all in great condition.
I'll kind of hold it up to get the store owner's attention. How much for this?
Oh yes, that is 75 credits.
Consider it sold.
Oh yes, thank you very much. She kind of nods her head.
And exit the shop.
Okay. And Dreskar, you're gonna look for some armor mods?
Armor mods, weapon mods, blah blah blah.
Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, like when you did your scan before, you are able to find some at a couple different shops. And once you approach one of them, you do see a Krogan that has kind of an assortment of both weapons and armors.
I'll go in there.
Okay. Looking for anything in particular?
Been hit hard a couple times recently. Would like to make that a little bit more difficult to do.
So are you looking for an armor plate or something to beef you up?
Maybe just an improvement upon what I already have. Either step up or an upgrade.
Well, I have these greaves that would probably work. It will actually make you, despite how hefty this looks, it would actually make you a little bit faster.
Faster? Really?
From what I can remember, it increases your speed, like I said, just a little bit. But it's pretty hefty. I don't know if your little body can handle it.
Would you call it a heavy armor rating?
Yes, I can assume so.
Unfortunately, that may not be for me, but I do have a friend that might benefit from that. Another
Sphere
your
want to
kind,
spend
actually.
Brockus's armor or money?
That's a good question. Let's take a look at how much he has. Oh, he's rich.
You're like, holy shit! Sphere
Significantly
transfers
more
some
money than I have. I mean, how much does the thing cost?
That will cost. He's charging about 30,000 for it.
Okay, he's not that rich.
Oh. His armor in here is also expensive.
Do you have any auto gel or any auxiliary shield emitters, anything along those lines?
Oh, well, I mean, I don't have much of that per se, but I've got I got a couple of things here to help boost up the armor a little bit, kind of an upgrade. So basically it will regen your shield, add +5 to it. That goes for about 15,000.
15, you say?
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate. All right. Doesn't seem like there's anything in here for me. Thank you for your time.
Sure. Anyone else want to shop here?
Oh,
No.
Higher Endeavor seems too rich for my blood.
Yep. I don't have that much money.
Yeah, it's a bit early for you guys to shop for the bigger stuff right now.
We'll
Yeah.
get there eventually.
I can make all of this.
You're just like, everyone stop shopping, I can do this.
While he's doing that, I'd probably drop back and talk to Jamar. Can you make some sort of... are you good with shields? I'm kind of looking for a shield modulator.
I can make anything given enough time.
Okay. We might have to talk about that at some point. I'm sure everyone has things they want to talk to you about, though.
We need A, a ship, B, a place that has a workshop on said ship, and some time when we're not being shot at.
That last one might be the hard one. Hey.
So I don't know if I'd find this type of place here in the market or over in the docks, but is there a place that does like shipping and receiving basically that you can drop a parcel off at and they'll send it on their next shipment to wherever you want it to go?
There is, you would be familiar from this because Ep has mentioned it before. There are several of them on the outer side of Omega, and they are generally kind of located near the docks.
Okay. I will leave that until after we have our meeting.
Okay.
Yeah,
DP Funkhauser, thank you so much for that follow.
I'm good until after a meeting.
Okay. Did you want to buy more Omnigel, you said? Or not Omnigel,
Yeah, I want Metagel, but I'm trying to get that from Arleo.
gotcha. Okay. Okay,
Hope I
so...
get a better price.
So you guys didn't do too much shopping, so you probably killed maybe an hour. So you've got about another hour of time. So if you guys wanted to meet up with Brockus back at the ship, kind of drop off anything you wanted to, we can fast forward a little bit to where it's the extra hour passes and you guys can head off to Afterlife.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so you
Me
guys
as well.
go in, and it's about midday at this point. So there's not too many people in here, but there's still a decent amount. There's definitely not a lot of dancers as well, because again, it's more of the nightlife here that is the more popular part of the day. So it's fairly easy to spot Arleo and his Krogan bodyguard from before kind of sitting in a corner, and he sees you and he kind of waves you over. Now, are you all going to go there, or did you want to spread out first before?
I know what I would do, but put Brockus down guarding Athelia.
Yeah, did someone want to sit with me?
Yeah,
You want Brockus to be your bodyguard?
I'd put Brockus down there because, I mean, most of what he does is close range anyways.
Alright.
Fair.
Some Krogan on Krogan bodyguard action.
I mean, do you really want to see Krogan jump off a second level and land on somebody?
Kind
Yeah,
of.
I
kind of
do.
wanna see that,
I do, yeah. No, I mean,
It actually does sound fun.
yeah, it actually does.
So
I
I'm
mean,
going to
you-
pick up...
If you're
Yeah.
wanting people to question, that's one way to make sure they never get questioned.
True.
So what is
I wanna
Jamar,
be-
Dreskar, and Vera? Where do you guys want to position yourselves?
I want to be in earshot, and I'm not gonna make it try to make it stealthy or anything. I don't mind my presence being known by Arlo.
So you
Yeah.
could probably sit by, without making it too terribly obvious, you can actually sit at one of the bar stools and still
No,
be close enough.
I'll even do the little nod and casual salute to them, let them know that I'm there and I'm listening. I don't want him to think that we're trying to pull anything over on him.
Okay. Jamar,
I would like to be somewhere possibly second level where I can keep an eye on
okay.
everything. Just in case people show up that I recognize that we don't want to be dealing with.
Okay, you probably, if you want to be at least somewhat close, if you're off to the side instead of across looking down at them, would be your best bet, especially since, and again, since you've been on here before, you're very familiar that it's all glass and see-through, so you pretty much have a good position no matter where you are, as long as you're not, like, right on top of them.
Yeah.
I would like to go, if possible, and sit somewhere very, very close, almost like
The table
back
next
to
to them?
back with Arleo, if possible. And
Okay.
I mean, if he recognizes me, I won't do anything to dissuade him from that. But if he doesn't recognize me, I'm not gonna make an effort to make my presence known to him.
Okay. There is a open booth next to him, so you could easily just kind of squeeze in there. Fabled 42! Oh my goodness, thank you so much for that raid! Guys, let's drop some of the Behold hearts in there. All the love. You're not limited. You can do any hearts you want. Thank you so much for that raid. Welcome. You're joining us during our Mass Effect 5e homebrew game. So welcome. Thank you, guys. All right. So, Athelia, you and Brockus, who is walking behind you, trying to look like muscle, walks behind you and follows you as you go and sit next to him in the booth. And Arlo's kind of sitting there. He's got one of his legs crossed. And he just has his arm kind of, his hand propped up on his chin. And he goes, "Oh, now here I thought you were just being a tease. You brought your whole friends. I thought this was going to be a date or something."
You know, they're a little protective.
Well, I mean,
And this is Omega.
that is fair. They're good
Nothing
people.
personal.
Why did they spread out?
They didn't want to crowd us.
I see. As he looks over at Vera, just kind of like practically next to him, he's like, well,
That's what they claimed.
you guys aren't planning to ambush me, are you?
That's what they were trying to avoid looking like, I think. If they thought maybe if we all showed up, then it would look like an ambush, and
Well,
we
I
considered a
mean,
friend, and we didn't want to do that.
and I appreciate that. I do like to think of us as friends, and they're clearly showing that they're making themselves known. It's just it just looks awkward at this point, especially when it's just so empty in here. But I appreciate the effort regardless. It's all good. I take no offense. And I'm not gonna lie. I'm enjoying that it's, well, for the most part, just you and me here, at least.
Yes. You mind if we get some drinks before we talk business?
Oh, of course, of course. And he kind of snaps his fingers, and one of the Asari bartenders comes over, and she's like, "What can I get for you?"
Let's see. Whatever the equivalent of a mojito.
A mojito.
Yeah, space equivalent of a mojito.
Okay, she goes.
Fruity but not too strong.
She
But
goes.
they don't have sugar cane.
I said equivalent.
They squeeze the slurm out of a slurm slug, and
There we go.
it's for the sugar content, and that's where the green comes from.
New improved flavor slurm.
And they and so she brings you back a tall, slender drink of what looks like a mojito, the
Sure.
equivalent of the space version of a mojito.
Look, I don't know what they drank in this game.
No umbrella.
Damn it! My umbrella.
There's a straw.
Yes, that works.
Umbrella is what makes it.
Now tell me, what brings your pretty face to my neck of the woods again?
Well,
Surely
like
you're
I
not
said-
here just for business.
Well, I'd be lying if I said it's entirely for business. However, we did, like I said, want to pick up some Medi-Gel. Unfortunately, I used the last of what I had on Jamar when he got shot earlier today.
What happened? A little bit of
Well-
backlash from the Blue Suns for giving them hell the other day.
Well, we can surprise it was Kay himself. I'm not entirely sure
Oh.
why, but we're hoping as well that we might have some information that could help us.
The little worm crawled out of his hole finally.
He did.
You must have really pissed him off.
Well, we were trying.
I like this. Well, he is associated with Z, and
So we
Brockus
heard-
here already knows how much Z is a thorn in my side, so, what do you want to know?
And don't get me wrong, we want to take Z out as well. However, with K, we're hoping for a more direct route. We don't want him to slip away while we're trying to deal with Z. We're hoping to go the other direction and maybe work out our differences with K before going after Z.
See, like Z, K is slippery. He knows how to hide himself well. So that's why it's interesting that he came out. However, he does have a lot of cronies. There are a few people in certain sectors that he delivers messages in between to do his bidding, so to speak. Might be a good spot to check out. Let's see here. Well, there's a couple people. They're his right and left-hand man, I suppose. Both of them human. One of them, I believe his name is Kristoff. And he's more of the delivery man, you could say. Again, they're both the in-between guys. They're just more of the faces that we've seen, so that's how I know them a little more familiar with the other ones. The other one is a man that goes by Mendel. And he doesn't, unlike Kristoff, he works pretty much with everyone. He doesn't just exclusively work for K.
Well, those at least give us good starting points. Do you know where we could find either of them?
Kristoff, he usually hangs out mostly in the other black market area, usually around Sector 200. Mendel has his own little place that he works out of in Sector 388.
388. That is good to know. Well, thank you. I appreciate the information. And now that that's aside, maybe we can have something a little more, at least less dour.
Of course, yeah. Let's, first of all, you're all gonna be doing me a favor, so any help you need, just let me know. I have your number, you have my number, so we can exchange information that way.
Yes.
And of course, once we're done enjoying each other's company, my man here will go ahead and he'll bring over some Metagel at a very nice discounted price because, one, I like you guys. And again, you're doing me a favor, so I want to help in any way I can.
Yes. How many Metagel can you get your hands on?
How many do you need?
Well, it'd be nice to stack up the whole crew if we could, but
Well, quick turnaround. Since some of the stuff you got me yesterday, I did sell a nice chunk of it since I had some customers waiting. But I do have a
Understandable.
nice stock, actually. I have about 10, I think, that I could probably give to you guys at about 50 credits apiece.
that is a good deal. I think we can take all 10 of those off your hands.
And just because, again, you're doing me a big favor, they're not the lowbrow stuff.
Oh, that's even better.
I'll hook you up.
I appreciate it.
I appreciate your company. Now let's set aside business and let's enjoy. If they want to join, fine. If they want to leave, even better. As long as you just stick around for a while.
Sure, why not? And I guess I'll send out a message over our comms, just like a text message of some sort, just let them know that we're gonna get 10 Metagel.
LOL. Oh my God, he is so great. See you
He's
later.
so cute. Just kidding.
L8R later.
Yeah.
pretty happy with the intel I overheard, and I'll start preoccupying myself with a glass and the bartender that keeps filling it.
Okay. So, probably about a half an hour or so go by. He's just talking casually. Nothing creepy or shady. Just kind of genuinely trying to get to know Athelia and asking her questions. Nothing personal per se, but maybe he'll sneak in a little every once in a while. So like, so what's your favorite wine? Little things like that here and there. But it's actually a pretty pleasant conversation. You're not uncomfortable with the situation.
Oh, that's good. So over the course of the half hour, I'd probably finish off probably 2 drinks.
Okay. 2 drinks in half an hour, my.
I know. It's been a stressful couple of, or even past day.
That's fair, yeah. So at the very end, you notice his Krogan kind of walks away after he kind of shoos him a little bit. About several minutes later, he comes back with a crate with 10 Metagel as he promised.
Okay, and I will pay him.
Okay, and it is the 4d4 plus 4 Metagel.
Sweet. So
it's the enhanced
So it's
Metagel.
10 of them, that's... You said 50 credits?
50 credits per, so 50 times 10.
Come on, work.
Math!
Well, I'm just making sure my math is right. Yeah, 500 credits? Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So yeah, I'll just pay him for 500.
Okay.
And I would pay 500 credits.
Okay,
and
stop it. Okay, you know what? He takes 2 of them back and they're not for dress garb. So after a while, and you take it, he kind of stands up and gives you a little sly smile and kind of gives you a little smooch on the back of your hand, and he goes, "Until next time, Athelia, I expect
Yes.
great things from you guys. I have much faith in you."
Hopefully we'll have some good news for you soon, because I know we want this problem taken care of as much as you do.
As do I. Until next time.
Till next time.
And he turns around and he walks out.
So I think that's 2 of the enhanced Metagel to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go ahead and let everyone grab their 2. I'll grab my 2 and then...
Sylvia, just make a note of that too for Brockus.
Everybody gets 2.
And again, that's 44 plus 4.
Sounds like a good
to
deal.
me. See, this is why I like also making friends when there's opportunity.
Oh yeah.
By the way, I'm making this a home rule, and I forget it. Please remind me. But I think it's dumb. You can only hold 4 at a time.
Okay.
Especially since I myself am a hoarder, and I would absolutely hate
You are.
that. That would drive me insane.
You're like, I need 15. How could I only have 4?
So
Potion hoarder
until-
is overriding a rule.
So until it bites me in the butt, I'm just gonna max it out to 10 right now. So
10. Sweet.
Good to know.
because that's dumb.
Well, in that case, I'm hoarding all of these. Just kidding.
We're
You must
gonna
hate
have a
that you're limited in the game.
You know what?
We're
If
gonna
I
have
was
a
a
fight.
player, oh, I'd hate that.
where we're gonna have a fight where Brackus is just surrounded by all of us, each taking turns applying Metagel while he wrecks face.
You're just rubbing him in oil until, like, when he's done, he's all, like, shiny and oily. He's just like,
Grease
I'm
up the
amazing.
Krogan.
You know, say Krogan bowling ball? We just roll them on
There
there.
you go. It's like a slip and slide with a Krogan.
Yep.
4d4 plus 4. The average of that is 8 plus 4, 12. So what? That's
You started using math, my brain shut down, and now I'm playing a song in my head.
120 per person over 10 rounds.
Jesus. So bad.
That's if we're maxed out.
So
No, that's average.
Well, no, I'm
That's
maxed out on our
average rolls.
carrying capacity.
Oh yeah.
yeah, so until it bites me in the butt down the road, if it ever does, it's 10. You can have 10. It's stupid.
I mean, we just barely break double digits there. Might want to go higher. I mean, Just kidding.
No, right now it's 10. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take a break before you guys, now that you have your information, you guys kind of have your next ideas of where you may or may not want to go. So I thought this would be a good time to take a quick break, get up and stretch, get some drinks, and we will be back and see what these guys want to do next. Stick around, guys.
Expert item collector and store.
Yeah.
And we are back.
Which I made, Zoro. There you go.
Wait, what?
Oh, we were talking about the whole. There was one of those weapons that we scrapped that had the cryo mod on it.
Yes.
To salvage it, I have to make a DC 20. I had help at the time, so I did get a 20 on the roll.
I don't believe you. That's fine.
So we do have a cryo mod on available.
Okay. And that's on your weapon.
No, it's basically it salvages so I can reapply it to something else.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So,
Alrighty. Let's just make a note of that.
Yep.
All right. So you guys leave the Afterlife Club. And where would you guys like to go?
Well, do we want to keep tracking down K, or do we want to try and find some leads on Z? I think we had some people to talk to.
Sounds like they're kind of one and the same.
That's what I'm getting to. But from what everyone says, I think K might be a little more slippery, so we might spook him if we take Z out first.
There's that approach, but the trick is to get him to come out, and Z might be able to do that.
This is true. Or at the very least, we can run down. I mean, we know it's Sector 48, but I think we had some people to talk to for Z as well, didn't we?
Yes, I'm sure we did.
I'm sure those are Brockus' contacts.
Here's an idea. Let's go shopping again.
Oh,
Well, we know where some people are that work with K.
yeah.
Right? This
Yes.
Mandel person.
Mendel
go-
or Kristoff.
Why don't we go pay one of them a visit?
Certainly. We can do two birds, one stone. Kristoff does work in a black market area, so we can see if anything there catches our eye as we go to talk to him.
Is this whole station just one big black market?
Yes.
Pretty much,
it's
yes.
Omega.
The fact that they even bother to try to front with legit businesses actually shocks me.
Well,
Yeah, at this point, it's probably best for you just not to mention Omega at all when you apply to CSEC.
I'll be mentioning this place, all right, and all the people here that need to be taken in.
The entire station?
Yes, the entire
Arrest the
station.
station.
Do you know how
They're
big
kind
Omega
of-
is?
If they enter Omega space, they're under arrest.
They're
So-
a little bit out
That's
of
Omega's rule, all right.
jurisdiction. But
Yep.
you go ahead and have fun with that, Mira.
Though, Vera,
Well-
I do have to ask. With Omega, don't you think if Omega's taken out, you might have fights to see who takes over its spot? Where the next Omega is going to be? At least with Omega installed, you have a lesser of two evils, in a way.
Well, as much as I'd like to see it, I don't think this station will ever actually be taken out. But there are some people here that should be taken in.
True. This is true. I'm just saying, if we make a regime, if there's another regime change, it might get someone worse.
That is true.
You guys know this as common knowledge, that Omega has been around for a little over 1,500 years, roughly. And you guys do know that it has had the same ruler in that entirety of its creation.
Okay, so we're there. Alright, good to know.
So you guys know that as far as you can tell, there probably have been some people who tried to take over, but it has had that same ruler the entire time.
So just to make sure I'm understanding timeline right, we're technically pre-Arya.
No.
I thought Arya was the second ruler.
No. Arya has been around since late 700s.
Yeah, didn't she take it from what's his name? The
Yeah, the
Krogan?
Krogan.
She
Yeah,
did.
she
It was
keeps
right
it as a
after the Krogan Wars. Yeah,
So Omega's had 2 rulers.
technically, yeah, but she's
Okay.
been ruling for well over 1,000 years.
Yeah.
I feel bad for that guy when you have to do that mission. You're just like, oh.
I try and make him feel as good about himself as possible
It's very true.
every time I do it.
So, who do you guys want to see?
I think we're going after Kristoff first. And going through that black market area at the same time.
Okay. So, Thea, you tell them that Sector 200,
Yep.
you guys are able to make it up there. It's not quite as crowded as the other marketplace you've been in, but it definitely looks a lot more shady and has an eerie darkness to it.
Ooh. Definitely keeping our eyes out.
Keeping one hand on the pistol at my waist.
And what do you guys do?
I will also be keeping eye out for shady characters, so on and so forth.
I'm going to save you right now. They're everywhere.
Well,
All of
I
them.
mean, any that are eyeing us.
There's a couple. Definitely because you guys stand out. You guys definitely don't belong here. But it just looks like maybe if they wanted to, they would maybe attempt to jump you at some point, but it's not worth the effort. So they
I'm
just
gonna
glare.
I'm gonna stick close to Brachus. Wherever he is at, that's where I'm sticking close to.
Knowing him, he's probably up front.
Krogan train!
Athelia,
Yes.
do you know where in Sector 200 in this black market that we might find Kristoff?
I did not get that information.
Let's see.
Hold on. I've got something, I think. I'd like to reach out to any of my fellow faction agents if
Okay.
I can find any here and see if I can't figure out what Kristoff is, what he does, what we should be expecting, so on and so forth.
Okay. Did you want to communicate with them on your Omni tool?
I will try to find them in person first, if there's any conveniently around. Otherwise, yes.
Okay. Go ahead and do a perception check.
That's only a 17, but hopefully.
17. You see someone kind of in the corner just leaning up against the wall that the way he wears his cloak seems similar to someone who is trying to blend in, but you with your trained eye knows that he's kind of undercover. And you assume that might be one of your contacts.
I'm not going to approach directly, but if he's in an alley or something, I'll go around the building to the side, come around from behind or something. You get the picture.
Okay.
But try to establish contact and see what kind of information I can get.
Okay. Are you just trying to like sneak around to him, or are you just trying to casually lean near him like you're doing
Very
a deal?
casually.
And did
Okay.
you mention anything to us before you head off? Because otherwise we may follow.
I would definitely do a wait here a second, or I'll catch back up with you kind of deal.
Okay. So we don't look so awkward. I'm more start trying to like browse wares.
I'm just gonna stand there looking awkward.
You succeed.
Like Vera does.
I'm more trying to grab probably Vera by the arm and try to lead her and like pretend like girl shopping. Girl shopping. Look at this.
Does Vera know how to do girl shopping?
She's gonna learn.
Just gonna learn
I guess I'm
today.
getting lessons
You're
right
gonna
now.
learn today.
Okay, so while this is happening, excuse me, Dreskar, you go ahead and you kind of nonchalantly try to go up to this guy, and when you get a closer look under his hood, he is a Batarian, and you kind of stand out, so he kind of gives you a nod.
So we're looking for a Kristoff.
Without looking at you after nodding, he's just kind of staring out, and he goes, "Who wants to know?" Who wants to know? They have that weird voice. Who wants to know?
Well, my handler for our mutual higher ups has sent me here to find Kay, and Kristoff is a means to that end.
Yeah, this is Kristoff's spot, if you will. He's a junkie. You'll just need to follow the drugs.
Is there anything in particular we should be expecting from him?
I wouldn't expect much.
Know of any ways to get the most out of him?
Again, I would not expect much.
Fair enough.
He keeps staring, pretending like he's ignoring you.
Well, I would expect nothing less. I'll nod and be on my way.
Okay. And Vera and Athelia and Jamar, they all stake out, so you have no problem finding where they wandered off to.
I'm assuming Brockus is there looking like our bodyguard as we shop.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So apparently Kristoff has certain habits he likes to indulge in, mostly of the narcotic persuasion.
Do you know which is his drug of choice?
The impression I got was any.
Okay.
So if we follow that trail, we find Kristoff.
Well, where does that trail start exactly?
And I'll start looking for that trail.
Okay. Go ahead and do a investigation.
Okay. Hey. That's going to be. Oh, you said investigate. That's going to be a 22.
22. You guys spend a while just kind of scanning and walking down this area, keeping a sharp eye out. And Dreskar, you start to notice over in one area there seems to be a heavy amount of what you can assume as dealers.
And before we start making an approach, I'm going to turn to Vera and be like, "You look like a cop. You should probably keep distance."
Are you complimenting me or insulting me?
I think that depends on
Neither.
how you want to take it.
Just tell me where to go.
You're going to want to not be obviously looking at us, and they might think that you're either a tail or that we are in league with you. So, in general, stay as hidden as you can manage.
Behind Brockus is usually good.
Right. Stay out of sight. I can do that.
So who's all staying behind?
I'm gonna go just wander off by myself,
Okay.
staying within eye shot of everyone, but not being obvious, I guess.
Okay.
And I'm going to purposefully lead any that are going with me to break the path, and so that we can approach this area from a completely different angle.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Dresscar.
Okay. Jamar, what are you doing?
I've already been shot once today.
That's fair. You want to get shot again? Come on. Come
I'm going to stay near Brachus.
on. Okay.
Well, I can imagine Brachus probably wants to come along since he's close range.
For the sake of RPing, we'll just pretend he's off in the corner eyeing them.
Okay.
Like being a lookout.
Seems reasonable.
Okay, so Dreskar and Athelia, what are you guys going to do?
Well, I'm gonna approach the group, and I'm gonna pretend like Athelia is my girl.
She is
And-
actually thinking the same thing, so this is perfect.
And
You were thinking
we're
Dreskar be your
looking-
girl?
Yeah.
I'll be your bitch. No, we're gonna be a couple looking to score for a good night. From one of the outermost lying dealers.
Okay. So you are able to find, like I said, there's several dealers, but you do find one that's kind of off to the side a little bit more secluded than the rest of them. So you have a bit of privacy.
And when we approach, I'm going to have my arm hooked through Dresscar, so I'm pressed up against his side, so we look more couplish,
Okay.
and take on kind of a persona of someone who's just looking out to party.
Okay.
So yeah, we're gonna approach and try to get a little something.
Okay. You guys are new here, I can tell.
Yeah, well, we heard that. Pretty easy to have good times here.
What are you looking to score?
Depends on what you have.
Well, my trade is usually Halix and Creeper. You guys want to try some Creeper?
Is that your favorite?
It's a lot of people's favorites.
Do I have any idea what either of these are?
Do
Me
a
too.
medicine check, both of you.
Me too.
That's not bad. Medicine is dirty 20.
Oh,
15.
nice. 15? Okay. You, Athelia, would know that Creeper is a common hallucinogenic drug that is actually pretty popular among humans. Kind of think of it a little bit like someone's on ecstasy, so they usually see colors, again, the hallucinations, and it's just and it can go either way, obviously. It could be either very exhilarating, very relaxing, or you're tripping balls.
And what's the
Now,
other one?
we heard Kristoff was human, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The other one is kind of something similar, but it acts a little bit more like weed, where it's more of, it calms you, but it heightens all of your senses, and everything is just kind of in heightened color for you. So everything's in a haze.
I don't know, darling. Do we want to kind of be, fun energy tonight, or do we want to kind of a mellow night?
Well-
We're having drug talks right now.
Yes, we are.
You know,
Don't do drugs, kids. Don't do it.
the creeper sounds pretty good for tonight, but you could pick up a little something extra for another time too.
Ooh, now that sounds like fun.
Don't
How
ban us,
much
Twitch.
you asking?
First time customers, I can get you a little sample. Otherwise, it's gonna cost you about 5,000.
And that's for both.
Well, if you want more, yeah. Otherwise, that's just for a couple ounces. Little goes a long way with this. Last you a while.
In my head, I'm regretting this, but I'll get ready to do the transfer.
Honey, didn't we hear about someone else back here that might have better prices?
I think I will have the best prices. Unless you're looking for a different drug, then you can go ahead and just beat it, but I've got the best prices for these.
I mean, I'm ready to get my night started, you know what I mean?
But do we really want a trip tonight? I've heard there's some other drugs that might be more entertaining.
I don't think you'll get anything better than this, sweetheart. Everything else is just gonna kill ya. Or make you freak out. Unless you're into that.
And maybe we are. Maybe we aren't.
I
Honey?
don't judge.
I'm gonna switch to backing her play because I'm not sure where she's trying to go with all this.
She's just trying to give you an out.
How kind of you.
Yeah.
So do you
No,
want
that-
it or not?
So, with my medicine check, do I know of any other drugs that might be more with what Kristoff might want to take?
I mean, obviously you don't know
For
this
human.
person, so you don't know his preference.
Well, yeah, before a human.
Go ahead and make another medicine check.
See if I can figure out what a typical human. Shit, no. 4?
Typical human.
No, you keep thinking about how cool the hallucinogen might be.
Alright. I guess we can go with the creeper.
Did you want a sample and a piece?
I think we should just take samples for now, and we'll come back if we enjoyed it.
All right. And he pulls out this little bag and just kind of slips it to you as if he's going ahead to shake your hand.
I'll shake his hand, I guess.
You won't regret it. And he winks at you guys.
And we'll pull back. And I want to go completely roundabout. I don't care how long it takes, how weird of a course it would take. I'm trying to completely break any ability for this person to see where we've gone and see us coming from a different angle. We're going to go to a different side of all these dealers, trying to be completely outside of this person we just dealt with.
Okay.
And
Athelia's
I'm
not
going-
breaking character until I get a signal from Dresscar.
and I'm just going to be like, all right, so the play here now is we've got product for Kristoff. We're trying to find him. We think
Alright.
he's gone on another trip, and we need to get this to him. And, well, I need to get this to him. You're going to be... Please don't take this the wrong way. You're going to be his additional entertainment for the night.
Very well. I think the cat suit works well for that. Or actually, if we have a moment where I could ditch the jacket with the other people while we're doing our wandering roundabout, I'll ditch the jacket.
Okay.
You might also want to put your... let me carry your sidearms.
Alright, she only has a shuriken.
All right, so I'll put that on my back where she can easily grab it if she needs to.
Okay. And do you make your way back to the others?
We're gonna over the Omni tool just update super quick.
Yeah. And give them the location they can pick up my jacket. I don't want to lose that.
Coordinates sent. And yeah, we're gonna hit a completely different angle, different side of this group of people. Maybe some heavier hitter looking dudes, and try to see what we can get on Kristoff.
And I'm more attempt to look like a bored prostitute.
Okay.
Roll for performance.
Shh. Just kidding. My charisma's good. Decent, at least.
Okay, so you're gonna do some more investigation?
Yeah, so hit another side and do the whole I gotta get Kristoff his stuff, man.
Are you approaching people and saying, "Hey, I'm finding looking for Kristoff"?
Yes.
You're specifically saying you're looking for Kristoff.
Yeah, I'm trying. That's why I picked up product. I literally just laid out the whole plan.
Okay. Do a investigation.
19.
19. You do come across a dealer who knows Kristoff well. In fact, a lot of the dealers are well aware of him and tell you that if you go further into a different part of the section, where it looks more kind of like the housing sector of the area, you will be able to find him. That's usually where he hangs out.
Okay, cool. So at that, I'll thank them, and we'll head back out and get her jacket back, and and get the rest of the group off and away from this area.
Okay. Jamar, Vera, you managed to catch up to them after trying not to stand out, being as awkward as possible. And you guys start heading towards that area.
Vera doing what Vera does best. Looking awkward.
Yep.
All right, and you guys head on over to that sector, and it looks pretty much no different from where you were before. However, there's a lot less people as far as like dealers in the black market area, and more of kind of like the slums. So there's looks like what maybe pass as a house, maybe. I mean, it's got at least a roof on it. In several different areas. It looks like a lot of people are either passed out in the streets or just kind of wandering. It looks like the slums.
Vera, this might be a good time to put on your boots. You don't want to step on something needle-like.
Did I catch the name of the dealer that we were talking to that gave us the information on Kristoff?
You did not.
I will take Athelia's advice and put on the boots.
Okay.
And Vera is like very obviously uncomfortable wearing boots. Like for a split second, it's like putting socks on a dog.
You're just like... Okay.
Pat his shoulder and keep walking. Like, oh, poor you.
And I forgot to tell you this part, he did give you a description of what Kristoff looks like, where he's a very skinny, pale-looking human with long, shaggy, dirty blonde hair.
So, shaggy.
Longer hair.
I'm guessing master hair, too.
Probably. All right, so what's this building look like?
They all kind of look the same. They look kind of like apartments. Very, very tiny. It's beaten up a lot. The doors are kind of banged up. The paint's peeling off. The metal is corroding. It almost looks like it's a shelter.
So, Dreskar, Mord might have gotten back to him while we were roundabouting our way out of here that we were a dealer and I were going for Kristoff. We might want to take on that persona, and it might be easier if I can convince him to mind meld. We might be able to get the information easier.
If that's a play you'd like to try, we can try that.
I think we would, because he's probably going to balk at how little drugs we have, but if we tell him that it gets exacerbated by the mind meld, he might be willing.
Well, I was willing to buy a larger sum, but...
Save your credits. Save your credits. I think this will work.
All right. And
everyone else
what?
can stay at least within helping distance if things go south.
All right.
And I'm probably going to give Vera my jacket and ask her not to lose it.
Suddenly
Does the
finding out
jacket
this jacket
fit me by any chance?
Your arms are too long for it,
That's fair.
and your shoulders are too wide, or too. I don't know how to describe it. You know the anatomy of a.
My dermal plates are in the way.
Yeah, that's the word. I mean, you could still put it on. You wouldn't tear it. It just would look a little awkward.
I don't want to take the chance.
I can
And I
shove it
don't
in my
need to look
backpack.
any more awkward than I already am.
Yeah.
I'll show her my backpack and give her my backpack, and then she can wear the backpack.
I will carry the bag.
Okay. Okay, so Dreskar and Athelia, go ahead and do another investigation check for me.
No, that would be a 6.
19.
19?
Shit.
Dreskar, you kind of wander outside and inside a couple different buildings, just kind of looking around. And you do notice down one of the apartment hallways is a person that may resemble what they told you Kristoff looks like going inside one of the rooms and closing the door behind him.
And did he look like he was doing anything? Did I happen to spot a weapon on him? Anything of the sorts?
Not that you could see, no.
Okay.
So Omega, assume everyone's packing.
I mean, I pretty much was, but I wanted to see if I saw what it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna approach the door with Athelia, hoping that the others are keeping line of sight and looking as nonchalant as I can hope they will. And I'll knock on the door lightly, unthreateningly, hopefully.
Okay. You all of a sudden hear kind of like a thump, 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 as the door kind of pops open, but only part way, for there's like a chain up on the top, and you just see kind of the face gone. He goes like, "What? What do you want?"
Hey, a buddy of yours sent me to deliver a little sampling for you.
What buddy? I don't have a buddy. What buddy? What is it? What
And
what do you have?
I'll
What is it?
describe,
What?
I'll describe the dealer that I talked to.
That's this. I don't know. Tall guy. Yeah. What? What about him? What?
Yeah, he sent me to give you this sampling of some creeper, man.
But it's. But no, I don't. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it.
Have you ever had creeper and then mind meld with a sorry? It is an intense
I don't.
trip.
I don't want it.
I promise it'll make you feel real good.
Make a persuasion check.
New die, roll better. That's okay. That's okay. 17?
17. He's just like, it's just what do you guys want? Why?
We told you it was a sample. We want everyone to know of our new service that we offer.
But I don't want it. It's not what I do. It's not what I want. Is it good? I don't even
It's
know.
really good. It's better than anything else you've ever had.
I've had the best. I've had the best.
This is better.
And he goes out to grab for it.
I'm gonna put my hand on his arm. I'm like, it doesn't work unless you do the mind meld too.
Oh, what is that? What does that do? Is it part of the trip?
It is, but you have to let me into your mind,
That's
and then I enhance the high even more.
that's. I don't. It's fine.
Keep yourself open.
And he goes ahead and he unlocks the latch. He
Ah.
lets you in and he tries to grab for the bag again.
And I'm holding it now. I'm like, all right, you take this and you keep your mind open. And if this is promises are the best, at least want you to spread the word.
It's not red though.
No, but trust me, this is the best combination.
What's the
Drescar
catch?
takes a note of that.
What's the catch? What's the catch?
We just want you to spread the word. Any of your friends looking for the best high they've ever had, you send them our way.
Red's the best high I've ever had. It's great. It's the best
better,
high.
this is better than red.
Okay.
So I'll wait for him to take it.
He takes the whole thing.
And then hopefully before it takes effect, I'm going to try to initiate the mind meld.
Okay. You don't have to roll anything for it, do you?
No, I'll send you the...
Transfer and receive thoughts of another creature. You must concentrate, and if the creature is not willing, the thoughts become jumbled and disjointed. Okay.
Yeah, that's the reason I'll try and get him to keep his mind open.
Considering how he is kind of tweaking right now, his
Yep.
mind is definitely open for the most part. Not a lot of resistance.
I'm going to look for any information on Kay I can get. Especially
Okay.
if you've seen him.
So, as you kind of close your eyes and try to concentrate on his mind, your eyes flash open, and Drescar, you see her eyes have completely blacked over as she's just kind of staring off into the distance. And inside your mind, Athelia, you start to see flashes just kind of zooming by really quickly. You see him with a couple of the dealers trying to pick up some stuff, him being kicked in the face for not having the money or stealing something. Then you get flashes of him delivering a few messages to some faces that you can't really see. And then others of him, what looks like reporting to someone that looks like a Solarian. But again, they're all kind of jumbled and they're flashing by really quickly. You're starting to get the sense that because he has been on drugs for so long, his brain is not really stable, and you're getting nothing but just flashes.
Can I try and focus the flashes to the Solarian he seems to be reporting to?
Go ahead and roll. Oh, give me a moment. Let's see here. Give me a straight wisdom.
Okay. It's not too bad. With proficiency or not?
Without proficiency.
14.
14. You're able to concentrate a little bit harder to kind of slow the image, but just for a moment more. You're not able to slow it enough to get a good glimpse.
And do I notice anything in the background that might show location?
You see something what looks like maybe old. You can't tell if it's science equipment, medical equipment. It definitely looks like there's like some interesting machinery behind. But again, you can't quite get a good look. And you don't really recognize the face of the Solarian, only that he has kind of like a pale purplish hue to his coloring. But that's about it.
Much details as I can to see if I can't describe him to the group and get any kind of... At least we know what he potentially looks like.
Okay, so as you're doing this, you're actually saying this out loud to Drescar.
Okay.
Kind of in a somewhat hushed tone, as if you're kind of jotting notes down in your own head as you're telling him this.
I will remember every word of it.
Yep. why you're here.
And then as you start to realize that the drugs are starting to take effect, and
out.
you just see everything starts to shake and jumble and freeze, and then just pushes you out.
Yep. Close my eyes. When I reopen them, they look like normal. Where I look at Jessica, I'm like, that's everything I could get. His mind's not too as stable as normal minds are.
Oh, he's obviously fried himself.
Yes.
His eyes are glazed over and he's drooling.
You want to just stick him in a corner?
Do you have any way to check if he's going to be okay?
Can I do like a medicine check? Check like.
Sure. Go ahead.
I mean, I haven't been around too many humans. I don't really know what I'm doing.
Yeah, go ahead and do a medicine check.
No, that's an 8.
You have a hard time feeling the pulse, but he's breathing. But that's all you can really get.
With how many drugs he has, I doubt this is enough to stay in his system for very long. They build up tolerances. Think he'll be fine?
Yeah. Well, there's not much I can do other than that, so there we go.
I'll kind of lay him down on his side and roll him to his side, so if he like seizes or something, he's already on his side.
Thank you for caring. All right. And you guys just let him lay there as you back up and close the door and meet Jamar, Vera, and Brockus outside the building. Were you guys doing anything in particular while you were waiting?
Not really. I was just kind of leaning up against a wall somewhere, arms crossed, looking around at anybody that walked by.
Okay.
Yeah, not much really. Just waiting, attempting not to be mugged.
Okay.
You got shot 3 times.
You come back out and he's just like, oh, you missed it. Holes in the side. Yeah, so it takes about maybe 10 or so minutes. So by the time Dresscard caught Christoph, his description and everything like that, probably about a good 15 or so minutes probably went by, so you guys weren't waiting too terribly long by the time they could pop back out again.
So, what'd you find out?
I kind of want to scrub my brain now.
I will do
But we
my
have a-
little memory thing and give the full description of what the Solarian looks like and whatever she mentioned about the whereabouts and the environment and everything.
And Christoph, what state is he in?
Not the greatest.
He'll live, we think.
What did you give him exactly?
Creeper. A sample size though, so it was not a lot.
Oh.
Supposed to be just enough to get someone hooked.
Did you search his room while you were in there?
Oh god, that would have been a good idea. Going back in.
I'm just gonna look at dress guard that one because
I'm
Okay.
going in with him.
I'm just gonna be like, go back in.
Okay, you pop back in. He's exactly where you left him. Nothing's changed in the whole 2 minutes you left.
And we're going to toss the place.
Oh god. Okay. Investigation check, both of you.
Any like data pads or anything I find, I'm taking, and Jamar and I are going to work on them.
It's all right.
So we'll do
16.
investigation. Yeah, 18.
18. You both don't find much. You realize that there's really not much here. There's maybe a half-made table, a lot of cardboard boxes, and what you assume might be a couch. There's not much in here. However, on the floor next to the said couch, you do see a couple of data pads that look like listen notes from his friend Mendel.
Legend. It's a legend
Ooh.
couch.
That is of interest. I'm taking all that.
Considering how that's all that's really in there. Yeah.
I'm gonna go over to Kristoff, and I'm gonna look to see if he's wearing an Omni tool.
He is not.
Not okay. In that case, I'm just gonna search his pockets.
Okay. You find the empty baggie. You find a couple of buttons. And what you assume may have been part of a bug.
What kind of bug?
Cockroach-esque.
Oh, that kind of bug.
I'll leave that with
Oh.
him.
Okay.
He can
I'll-
keep that.
I'll put the buttons on the floor beside him.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to do before you leave?
Maybe. One second.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Dresscar,
I want to know what you're rolling for now.
do I take his pants?
Do I tie his shoelaces together?
There's-
He's not wearing shoes.
There's a lot of drug use in the Turian military when they are off duty. So messing with people that are out of it, she's kind of used to doing that.
It's fair. Okay, so
No, I'm ready to leave.
okay, so like before, it's very quickly. They actually don't leave that long at all and pop back out again.
Jamar, seeing how Kay came after you personally, could you have done dealing with Solarian that looked like this and not realized it was him?
I mean, it's possible.
Well, we have some information on Mandel in here. Jamar, would you mind helping me with this?
Most definitely.
We probably want to do that somewhere not
here?
here.
Yes.
We probably want to head back to the ship and work on those. On our way back, we should probably pick up some groceries. I know they probably don't have a lot that Vera could eat.
Would be nice to have something edible.
So the dinner he made you the other night not edible?
Was satisfactory.
Okay. I mean, he probably doesn't cook with it very often, so he probably doesn't know really what he's doing.
It did the job.
Making a
Well,
note that Vera finds it okay to have mac and cheese and hot dogs.
She's a simple girl.
So you guys, it's not too hard. Once you start going further out of the rim of Omega, it's a little bit cleaner and it's not too hard. Especially Athelia, you've been here a little while. Same thing with Dresscar and Jamari, that you know where like the basic grocery store is that sells those products a little bit closer towards like the dock area. So you have no problem picking up a few pieces of food and provisions here and there.
I'm more look for anything special treat for Mercy. Like
And
sweets.
as we make our way to the docks as well, I'm going to stop at just any old shipping place that we come across.
Okay. You do find one. It's a little out of the way, but not too much. But you're able to see it down the ways of like a little drop off parcel kind of area.
I am going to head there. If other people are doing like shopping and stuff along the way, I'm just going to split off from them and we can meet up afterwards.
Okay. And Athelia, you are able to find some semi-fancy looking like donuts.
There we go.
Nothing too crazy. Maybe there's like a couple sprinkles, maybe a couple cream filled, but nothing Nothing too extravagant.
Do I find enough that we could feed the whole group donuts?
You do, yeah.
I'm gonna buy enough for the whole group.
Okay. You get a baker's dozen.
There we go.
And unless anyone else is going to get anything special, Brockus does pick up his chocolate milk. Does pick that up. Vera, what are you dropping off?
I am going to package up the little metal puzzle box that I bought and
Okay.
one of the bottles of Turian brandy
Okay.
that I bought a while back and send them to Palavin.
Okay.
So fair distance away, addressed to my brother and my sister.
Okay. Because it has to send pretty far, they do charge a little extra because of the distance. But nothing too crazy. It's about like 300 credits to send it because it's so far.
That is doable.
All right, and then after that, you go ahead and meet up with them. Since your trip was kind of quick, by the time they were done grocery shopping, you met up sort of at the same time and started heading back to Brockus' ship.
When we get to the ship again, I'm gonna wait for everyone else to get on the ship and do my run jump thing.
Okay.
And I'm going to watch her do it.
Okay.
Do I see this happen?
You can probably see it happening.
I mean, she's not exactly
She
hiding
just suddenly
it.
just kind of falls back in the group and kind of is like, what is she doing?
I'll take note of it.
Dresscar will remember this.
Huh. Strange. Alright. I guess now that we're on the ship, I'm going to find Mercy.
Okay. And she's back in her room. She has her door closed, but you can hear her on the other side.
I'll knock on the door.
Who is it?
Just a friend.
Adelia! And she goes ahead, she opens up the door, and she just kind of slams in your legs and gives you a hug.
I'll give her a hug back. And I brought you back something.
What'd you get?
I'm gonna pull out that little musical box-esque thing. I'm gonna show it to her.
Plays such a pretty sound.
Does.
Oh, it's so pretty. And you can even put stuff in it.
You can.
I think this is going to be my new sewing box and put my little needles and stuff in it.
Perfect. And that way you can see it every time Vera teaches you how to sew.
Thank you so much. It's so pretty.
I have another surprise for you, but not until after dinner.
Can you give me a hint?
It's gonna taste really good.
Oh, now I'm excited. Are you guys okay? Everything fine?
Everything's fine. Everyone's in one piece.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
Mostly.
What?
Nothing.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
going to use the shower. I need one after my day.
Okay. Go ahead. You can use mine if you want.
Alrighty, I will. I'll go
Okay.
use the shower.
Thank you again. I love it.
You're welcome.
She goes ahead and she puts it on the side table, her little nightstand. And she just props it up and she starts cranking it up again so the music lasts longer.
I'm more taking nice hot showers if I'm trying to scrub away the memories from the mind I had to go through.
Just constant shampoo scrubbing, just
Yep.
That scar's already in there.
Damn it.
Sorry, I don't have hair, so it's just like she's just the scalp just And Jamar, it actually, you don't have to do any decrypting or anything. They're just like basic notes. Just kind of like, hey, here's who you maybe want to see. Don't forget this. Like, kind of mediocre notes, but they're all from Mendel.
Okay.
Nothing super crazy or important there or anything that's kind of reading in between the lines.
Anything that would indicate where we can find Mendel easily enough.
Nothing that really says on the data pads. But Arleo did tell you a location of where he would be.
Right, I was looking for something a little more specific or anything along those lines.
Jamar, go ahead and roll me an intelligence. Just straight intelligence.
How about in the dice tray? There we go.
That sometimes helps.
Straight intelligence 14.
14. That's enough. You know Mendel's name very well. He was your contact that commissioned you to make all those weapons.
Oh, he's the idiot. Okay.
Not the one that got drunk in the bar with you. That was some goon just picking up the stuff. He's your commissioner.
I stand by my statement.
That's true. That's fair. Just letting you know not to confuse the two.
He's not the idiot that passed out on me.
Yeah. Yeah. So once you start reading the data pads, you're just like, oh yeah, this guy. It's starting to come back to you.
Okay.
And you've met him before in person a few times.
Okay.
Would he know how to get in touch with him to set up a meeting?
He does have his number.
Well, the question is, does he share that information with us at all?
He's thinking. It's like a loading bar at the top.
Yeah, I'll share the relevant information.
That you know how to get in touch with him?
Yes.
Come to think of it.
The details on the why and the how and all that, just get over it in the process.
I'm not going to cry.
Okay, what do you guys want to do next?
Well, do you think you'd be able to set up a meeting so that we can hopefully find out where Kay is?
Do I think that... Do I have a good reason to get in touch with him?
You did recently just, what was it, 2 or 3 days ago, got in contact with that drunk, telling you that the last shipment for the commissions were delivered. Right. So you you start to think that could be a potential excuse as far as maybe something was wrong with the shipment or something with the order itself.
Okay. Yeah, I can probably track him down. Probably without rising too much suspicion out of him as well.
Well, let's do that tomorrow then. What time of the day is it?
It's pretty early afternoon.
Yeah.
It's about maybe 2 o'clock.
Sort of. Yeah. Once it's evening, quote unquote, I'll see if I can set up a meeting for the next day.
Okay. Is there anything special you guys want to do until you give him a call?
I was going to try to make contact with my handler via electronic communications.
Okay.
And just give kind of an update. And then I'll help Jamar with any tinkering or building stuff or anything along those lines.
Okay.
See if we can't find out better programming for this droid we've newly acquired, so on and so forth.
Okay.
If we can't, I mean, he looks like walking parts at the moment.
if you want to kind of examine him from all his internal wirings, you can go ahead and roll a engineering,
Okay.
just to get an idea if he's capable of upgrades or anything like that.
Okay. Am I going to have help from
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Rostar?
Okay, so go ahead and do it with advantage.
What do you want this rolled off of?
Engineering.
Engineering? Sure. 21?
21. Yeah, you're able to see that he is capable, or it's capable of some minor upgrades. Like you can get it to maybe even talk, since it can't currently talk. You can have it learn more, slightly more advanced tasks instead of the basics. Other than that, you don't believe that it is sophisticated enough to be upgraded by much.
Okay. Then that is going to be a project.
Okay. Anyone else until the evening?
Yeah. I am going to. Since Rojan's not here to stop me, I'm going to touch his ship. I'm going to go up to the cockpit.
Okay.
And I'm going to go through the ship's sensor logs as well as the communication logs from when I tried to get in touch with Emp, and see if I can put together some sort of estimated trajectory of where Emp's ship was going.
Okay. Go ahead and do you have any hacking tools?
I don't. I assume I have access to the ship since you
let's
gave it to me
see.
before.
That's true. Go ahead and give me a electronics roll.
Can I, by any chance, use my navigation proficiency with Starship systems in order to do this?
You know what? Because you're trying to look for him specifically in his location, I'll allow it.
Nice. Okay. That would be. What is our proficiency bonus? Dirty 20.
Dirty 20? Okay, you can tell that from just the I was trying to think of a fancy term, but now I can't remember it. The ship exhaust that usually leaves behind a residue in the star system, you're able to pick up its molecular trace, and you've noticed that it's kind of sort of going in the direction of where is it? There it is. The Crescent Nebula system.
Gotcha. Okay. That is all I'm gonna do during this time.
Okay.
Because I assume that'll probably take me a fair bit of time to do.
Yeah, especially since his ship is kind of run down. It's not in peak condition, and it is a much older model. It would take you a while. Ophelia.
So shower's probably gonna last as long as I can get the hot water to last.
Okay.
Or start feeling pruny, whichever comes first. I think after that, I don't know. What do I have that I can work on? Oh, she's probably just going to journal. She hasn't done that in a while.
Okay. So you just kind of relax, write in your journal, update it a bit.
Yeah.
All right. So some time passes by as you guys kind of do your own little individual projects. As evening starts to roll around, and then Jamar, what would you like to do?
You mean outside of trying to upgrade this damn bot?
Yeah.
Um,
Since it is now evening.
okay. I am going to give him a call and see if I can get a hold of him first off.
Okay.
Work from there.
Okay. So you go ahead and you. So I misspoke. You don't necessarily have his number. You have his email, and that's how you guys have been able to communicate back and forth. So you go ahead and you send an email, and what do you write to him?
Just mentioned that some things were missing from the last shipment that I require to get everything done that he wanted.
Okay. A couple minutes go by, and he emails you back. And you can tell through the tone that he's frustrated that something went wrong, and he apologizes that this happened, and what is it that you're missing that you require.
No, we wanted to set up a meeting with him, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
I reply and basically say that some of the parts missing, I mean, since they're not there, would it be possible to meet up and discuss some different designs that might suit his needs so we can source the parts for them?
He replies back and says that sounds reasonable. You are the expert. Whatever you need, he will do his best to acquire for you as soon as possible.
Okay.
And what time you wanted to meet up with him?
Sometime probably tomorrow, early in the day, at oh Lord, the name escapes me of that horrific place we keep blowing up.
Afterlife?
Afterlife, that's the one.
Okay.
A place where you go after you get blown up.
Yeah. He gives you basically the gentleman's equivalent to an LOL. And it's like, okay, interesting location. He goes, sure, whatever makes you comfortable, and I will meet you there.
Perfect.
And with that, we're going to go on our last break. As we're going to go ahead and have them go through their nightly duties of shenanigans and donut eating, and we'll see what happens when you guys wake up in the morning.
Donut.
And
So,
Athelia probably falls asleep in Mercy's room again.
okay,
Molly goes to play with her and then falls asleep in there again.
which she loves. I am going to shoot you again, Raven. Just watch. Thank you for the 2 years. Holy crap. Thank you, Raven. I will not shoot you for the next hour. How about that? All right, guys. Stay with us. We will be right back in just a few minutes. And we are back. Oh, I need to do that. There we go. Shift everyone back into place. All right, so you guys are waking up. It is now the next day. You guys decided about mid-morning is when you would meet up at the Afterlife Club with Mendel. And of course, since you guys have met up that early before, you know that it's not going to be too terribly crowded when you do meet up with him. Do you guys want to do anything special first before you go over there, or do you want to head over there now?
Nothing special for me, just my super early morning jog around the ship.
Of course.
I want to be there and at least an hour beforehand.
Okay. Are you going to hide out somewhere?
I'm going to be drinking the whole time.
Okay. Do you go to one of the center bars, or do you kind of go in your own little booth?
One of the bar is there a bar that's off to the side or something?
There are 2 bars that are on the sides, and then the biggest one is in the middle. So you can go to one of the side ones if you want to do that.
All right, I'll do that, and I would have explained to the group that I'm going to be there ahead of time, and that they should not acknowledge me upon walking in or anything like that.
Jamar, do you want us all to do like Dresscar's doing, or would you prefer some of us be there with you in person? We can come up with reasons why we're there. Brackus can obviously be muscle. We can keep going with the secretary bit, and you can say that I'm getting to know your other contacts so that I can more adequately assist you. Vera could be another bodyguard if you feel the need for 2, just because you've been shot a lot recently.
It was once. Once.
Once could be a lot.
That's once more
So
than
far.
the rest of us.
And speak for yourself.
It's entirely up to you.
Let's maintain the story we've been going with.
The muscle
where-
secretary.
Yep.
Do you want Vera there as well?
I'd like Vera to be able to keep an eye on the whole thing, but she doesn't have to be nearby.
So Vera, do you want to go ahead with Dresscard and find yourself a spot before we get there?
Sure, I can do that.
Just assume that they're going to have people watching he'll have people watching the entire time.
Mar, just try, if you can, without making it obvious or pushing, try to place yourself somewhere at the extent of my earshot.
At the very least, I can take notes and message you guys.
I wouldn't do that while they're there, though.
I mean, I could.
No,
I'm
it's
sure.
a failsafe.
I'm sure I could do horrible things with leaving open voice channels, but you know, we won't at this point.
All right, so with that plan, Dreskar and Vera, you guys head out a little bit earlier to establish the civilian look as you guys go ahead and drink. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. And
I'm gonna even go so far as to like put clothing over, my normal armor.
okay,
It's light armor, so I don't imagine it's bulky or anything.
okay,
Should
so
be
like a
fairly
jacket or
easy.
something, like a big
Yeah,
coat.
like big coat, nothing auspicious, something kind of dirty.
Okay.
Stuff to blend in. Blah blah blah.
Okay. So about a little over an hour, Jamar and Athelia and Brockus catch up, and they walk in, and actually about a few minutes before they arrived, Dreskar and Vera, you noticed a couple people that went to a table that came in, and they're just sitting there. You assume they're waiting for someone, and that may be Mandel. At least he's the only human in there.
Without being blatant about it, I will try to scope them out, see if they're carrying, if I can make out what they're carrying, blah, blah, blah.
Okay. Go ahead and do a perception check.
Ooh, that's good. 24.
24. You do notice that the bodyguard that is with him, which is a Batarian, he is carrying a couple of guns on his person. They are not out, though. He's just kind of sitting there with him. And then the human, it does have what looks like maybe a pistol and a taser around his belt. But again, just like the Batarian, just has it on his side. He's not touching it or pulling it out or anything like that.
And I'll forward this message to the group over Omnitul email or something like this.
Okay. Okay, and so when Athelia and Jamar and Brockus show up, Jamar, since you have met him before, you do recognize him, and it is the man next to the Batarian sitting at one of the booths.
Okay. That will have to do then.
Okay. And he looks very clean, definitely a 180 compared to Kristoff. He looks like he's in kind of nice business attire, very long cloak. He has like dark brown comb-backed hair, clean shaven. Has a very nice smile and presence about him. And he looks over and smiles at you, and he waves you over.
And I'll go head over there, sit down.
Jamar, it's so good to see you. It's been a while since we last spoke. How are you?
Could be better, could be worse.
You're not getting all roughed up around here on good old Omega, are you?
What, you're implying someone would actually try to kill me?
Well, it is Omega, first and foremost. You definitely stand out enough to where people know you don't belong. Not to mention you've made enough weapons around here that you could be a potential target, so I'm just making sure you're doing okay.
Could be worse.
I assume from that look you've had some trouble.
Of course. It's Omega, after all.
Fair but true. Do you need me to send some of my men over to your place to kind of up your security? I have no problem.
I've relocated my shop somewhere a little more secure.
Good. I'm glad. I wish you approached me earlier about it. I would have sent men to help you. I'm sorry that you experienced that.
Honest, it's fine. It's fine.
Now, about these parts that you're missing, is there any way we can get them replaced quickly, or do you said you had maybe some alternatives on what you can use to replace them?
How fast we get them is totally up to you.
Okay. It really depends on the parts and how easily accessible they are, to be honest. Although materials for putting together weapons aren't too terribly hard to come by. It may take an extra day or two to get them here.
And I slide a data pad across the table with an absolutely fabricated list of things that I need.
Okay, and since you know your weapons
Nothing
pretty well...
Nothing unreasonable, but stuff that might take a day or two.
Okay, and because you've made weapons plenty of times before and you know your materials, you have no problem showing them off without any kind of deception. He goes, all right, so some of these sound familiar. Others we may have to get the orders for, but I'll make sure to put a rush on it. I'm so sorry that happened. I don't know whose ass I need to kick for that, but I do apologize for that.
Probably. My brain is failing me. We are after. My brain
Hey.
is absolutely failing me
Okay.
today.
Okay.
Hey.
Oh, you're asking.
Yeah,
You're
my
after
mind
K.
literally just kind of skipped a track on me there.
Got it. You're after K.
Yes. I'm also trying to track down someone who put in a special request, and I haven't been able to get a hold of them again. Goes by the initial K.
I know K well. Yes. Actually, yeah, it would not surprise me that he would reach out to you and your talents. He is a very hard person to get a hold of, that's for sure. So there's no doubts you have trouble. He again is very hard to get to. I don't know how much help I can give you. I don't have his number or
Well,
contact really.
any help you could give would be wonderful. He must have been in a terrible hurry for something because he put in the order and he gave me no way to contact him.
Can I make an insight check when he said he doesn't know how to contact him?
Go ahead and make an insight check. Jamar, go ahead and make a deception check.
Ooh, that's a natural 20 for 24.
Natural 20 for 24. Okay, I'm gonna whisper something to you.
Okay. Okay. See if I remember how to do this. In Discord or Twitch?
In Discord.
Okay.
You get an 18.
Nice.
Come on, load.
I'm sorry, what did you roll, Jamar?
18.
18?
I'm so proud of you.
I'm not using this die again.
That's
Okay.
fine.
So he kind of nods and he's like, yeah, and someone like Kay is someone you don't really want to tick off really either. I mean, again, he's very hard to get a hold of. However, he moves around a lot, so I'm not 100% sure if he is there. But the only information I can really give you is that he was last seen closer to the upper sectors, 602, I believe, in the civilian sector. There's a lot of like old. He uses like some old labs or medical facility back there. I'm not sure for his work. He's a man of his privacy. But again, he moves a lot. But that's the last known location. I mean, I do some work for him as well. So that's. I mean, it's been a little while, but the last time I was in contact with him, that's where I dropped off some materials for him. So you can try there.
Well, I mean, at least it gives me somewhere to start. I
Mhm.
mean, it's kind of hard to deliver a shipment of anything when you can't find the person.
It's very true.
Mr. Mandel, I'm sorry for the intrusion. My name is Athelia. I'm working for Mr. Jamar here as a secretary. He just hired me on to help manage his projects.
Oh,
so
good.
he
You
spent his
finally got
time
some
actually
help.
building. Yes.
It was
Ah.
needed.
That being said, I was wondering if I could exchange contact info with you just so that, because I'll be taking over his liaison with the public.
Well, I mean, he has my email, so I see no problem why he can't just give that to you. It's the best way to
I wanna make
contact
sure
me,
that you
really.
had the best way to contact us as well.
Email, to be honest, is probably going to be the best. I am running around a lot, so it's much easier for me to respond through emails than it is any kind of calls.
That'd be okay. And while I was doing that, I kind of pull up my own materials if I was going to send him my information, and instead I'm going to send a note to Jamar saying that he's lying
Okay.
about not knowing where Kay, about not knowing other contacts for Kay.
Sorry, absolute noise. Oh. And I'm going to look at him. Are you sure you don't have any other way of contacting Kay? I mean, I'd like to get this stuff to him as soon as possible.
Again, he doesn't really contact. He usually uses people. Admittedly, I am one of them. But he doesn't do a lot of the contacting, which explains why you're having trouble contacting him. I mean, it's really no secret that he's been rolling with the Blue Suns lately, so I wonder if maybe one of them might be able to help you. That might be a risk, especially since you're a valuable asset to us right now. But that's the last known location that I know that he was in. If I find anything else, though, I'll definitely let you know, because again, as he's a man you do not want to anger when it comes to something that he needs so pressing, it sounds like.
And please feel valid forward information, even if it might be risky. We would obviously not send Jamar himself. We would hire someone to do that part of the business.
I mean, Jamar can even contact me, and I can send one of my own men to kind of do some work for him too if he needs it.
We'll keep
I
that in mind.
glance over at Brachus. I have my own methods.
I'm glad that you're finally taking some help. You've refused my help for so long to have some assistance.
Well, I mean, one too many people try to get a little grabby with the merchandise, and
It is great merchandise. Again, I'm sorry you've had some troubles because of it. I would like to say I'm not surprised. Or I like to say I am surprised, but it's Omega.
well, if you can get those supplies for me, that
Yes.
should expedite the process of getting what you need to you.
And I'll go ahead and I'll make sure that that's okay. I'm sure these orders, of course, were not on any rush for us. But I will be sure that since this is considered the final order, to get this done as soon as possible for you.
You also might want to put some of your men nearby to make sure the locals don't try to get handsy with the shipment again.
Yes, especially since some were missing. I wonder if some got stolen. I will be sure to send extra men to any deliveries and pickups to be sure that everything is as it should be.
Now, since we moved locations, you can go ahead and drop that at the old location. We'll send someone to pick it up.
Fair enough.
It's more secure that way. No offense intended.
Oh, no, none taken. I understand the precautions considering what you went through and how it's been, so completely understandable. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, that should be everything we need for now.
He goes ahead, he stands up, and he takes his hand out to shake yours. And he gives you a smile. He's like, well, I will do my best, and I will update you on that order. And you should probably get an email from me later today on when those should be arriving.
All right, and I stand up, shake his hand, and I assume he's going to leave.
Yes. And he just walks out with his Batarian buddy.
Not as much help as I was.
So when I heard the conversation start heading towards a close, I want to stand up and walk out the entrance I saw them come in from.
Okay.
And I'm going to get into a position to see which way they go and hopefully be covered from their line of sight.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
27.
God damn your stealth.
19 plus 8.
So you hide in the shadows, nonchalantly kind of leaning up against a wall, and you watch as they walk down the big corridor. They don't seem to make any turns. Omega is huge, so it looks like they just kind of walk in a straight line for what seems like forever until they kind of disappear into the crowd. But they just seem to be walking. They just look like they're talking casually.
Did I see anybody else pay attention to them coming out? Anybody join them as they moved out or anything along those lines? Like they had any posts set up outside?
You just see the two of them.
Okay, I'm gonna activate my, or I'm gonna follow them for a bit, and if I need to, I'll activate Tactical Cloak to give me, like if I feel like they're catching on to somebody following them, I'll break line of sight and activate Tactical Cloak.
Okay. Now that you're moving, go ahead and make another stealth check.
Okay, that's gonna be lower, but still good, 21.
21. You're able to kind of stealthily move a little bit from the area, following them from behind. It looks like, from what you can gather, that they're maybe doing some basic shopping. Nothing really interesting or shady of the sort. You're still too far away to kind of hear what they're saying. There is a crowd. And they just looks like they just kind of continue on with their business.
Wouldn't want to be that close anyways to hear them. That'd be too risky. Does this go on for a really long time?
It does. It looks like they're picking up stuff.
Does it seem like they are purposefully elongating their trek?
You can make an insight check.
Yes, I think I shall. I'm not the greatest with that, but at least I'm proficient. That's gonna be a 13.
13. Not that you can tell. It just looks like they're doing some boring chores and errands. It's hard to tell.
How long has it been?
It's probably been a good, 20-30 minutes at this point.
I'll send an email to Athelia updating on what I'm doing and continue for maybe another 30 minutes. Otherwise I'll head back.
Okay. All right. So they still continue doing their what looks like errands before you just kind of get bored and start heading back.
And I'll just to be cautious when I decide that this is fruitless pursuit. I'll find a place completely secluded to activate Tactical Cloak and move as quickly as possible.
Okay.
To make sure that nobody tails me in turn.
Okay. And are you all just kind of hanging out at the Afterlife Club until he comes back?
Yeah, I think so.
Probably.
As soon as that conversation between Jamar and Mandel was over, just there at the bar, I'm going to bring up the Omega map on my Omni tool and start plotting the quickest route from here to civilian sector 602.
Okay. So from what you can kind of determine, because again, there's not so much detail, but what you can determine is that if you go somewhat partway around where you are now, it looks like that there is a almost looks like an elevator shaft that will go up to it as one of probably the more quicker ways, as opposed to taking the rail.
Now, Jamar, we probably want to move quickly on this information, because if he obviously knows how to contact Kay, at least more than he was letting on originally. And if word gets back to Kay with our fictitious order for him to pick up, it's going to cause him to go to ground pretty quickly, I imagine.
You're muted.
You did.
Really?
No,
Every
me.
time.
Okay.
No, not you. Sorry.
I've got 3 different push to talk keys. It's my problem.
What the hell, man?
Yeah, we can send Draskar a message and he can meet up with us on the way.
I think that's the best idea. So I'll let Dreskar know where to meet up with us as soon as we.
Okay. And so you're all gonna meet up on 602?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys go there. You actually get ahead of Dreskar, but it doesn't take too terribly long for Dreskar to be right behind. And he pops out, and you guys are in kind of a nicer area. Maybe best described as kind of like middle class, lower middle class. Just kind of a nice area. It's got a lot of. Hey! Top crit again. Or top crit get hit. Sorry.
I love
Thank
that
you
name.
so much for that raid.
It's a fun name.
That is good. It's the good shit. That's great. Go ahead and drop some love in the chat. Thank you so much for that raid. Appreciate it. I love the logo too. That's fantastical. So you guys start to notice it's got a little bit of everything. It almost feels almost like the more civilized version of Omega, where there's a nice mix of races. There's some nicer buildings. Blaze Rising, thank you so much for that follow. It looks like they've got some nicer markets. They've got nicer housing. It's just a nicer part. Little Sprudel, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome. Oh my god, thank you guys. That emo punk, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. So the sector is your oyster.
All right.
That's what I was waiting to hear the whole time.
Okay. Crimson Eclipse, thank you. Ecliptic, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome. You guys are so amazing. Thank you.
These are great names, by the way.
Yeah.
They really are. So it seems again we have an entire sector to look through. But I was thinking, I mean, not that I really want to put you in harm's way, Jamar, but the desire to kill you was enough to bring him out of hiding once. Might be enough to bring him out again.
Well, he also did say that
Top
Okay,
Crit Get
let's-
Hit, thank you so much for that follow. You guys are awesome. I hope you enjoy your time here.
he also did say that the that Kay likes to be in a medical or scientific facility. Do we know if this section is zoned?
Can I do a quick scan of the area to see if there's a sector map available?
Sure, go ahead and do a investigation.
Can I look around to see if there's anything that matches the memories I looked through from when we saw Kay and Kristoff's memories?
You can do a perception check.
14.
What was it?
14.
14. It's not too terribly hard to find. You have to walk down just a little bit, but you're able to see kind of a map that shows a more detailed version of what this particular sector looks like. So you see that they're kind of split off. You see most of the front is kind of like the market and business areas, and then as it kind of go a little further back, it's more of like the civilian area, like the housing. So it's more of just business in front, civilians in the back kind of situation. It looks like maybe there's a couple of what may look like gardens on the side, but that's how it's kind of organized.
And I got a 15 for my perception.
For your perception, nothing in here really looks familiar from what you recall from that dream or the mind meld.
Well, there on that map, is there anywhere that looks like it might be older? Because I remember it was older looking equipment.
Is there any sections on the map that are a little apart from what's obviously the nicer areas.
The closest thing that you can kind of determine might be the section furthest back behind the civilian area. It's not really labeled, it's just kind of a general civilian. But it looks like maybe that's where kind of some older buildings might be.
And I'll point that out on the map to Athelia. I think if any place is going to be run down, it'll probably be here, out of the public eye.
I think that might be a good place to start. Jessica, Jamar, you guys have opinions?
I'm gonna see if I have any contacts in this area that might be able to help. And I'm gonna look for faction contents or contacts, not contents.
Go ahead and do an investigation.
And she turned around to ask the question, and he was nowhere to be found.
No.
Already invisible. Investigation.
Did you see that? He was like
24.
Saw that too, yeah.
No one up in this area.
Unfortunate. I rolled a 19 for no one.
Sorry.
But she would have said the same thing on a 2, you would have wondered if you missed something.
This is very true.
Sometimes even nat 20s don't mean that the most fantastical thing will happen.
That is very true. I do understand this. But, okay. Well, I don't have any contacts up here. Let's just start looking around, I guess.
I think we should go to this older section.
Yes, I agree. I think we should start making our way there and keep a very close eye on everything that we pass by.
Agreed.
Okay, and it's a pretty big section. It will take you guys about an hour or so to get through it all, especially since it shows it's much further back. And again, everything on Omega is kind of like almost in a ring because it's kind of wrapped around. There is stuff in the middle, of course, but this particular section is more of the ring. So again, it kind of spreads out from where you guys are now with like business, markets, and then the civilians are all kind of crowded in the back. So it does take you a while for you guys to get towards the back, but you can noticeably see that you've gone from the business or more busy section to the more the housing sector.
And for the basically the way it looks, is it more or less run down than the memory that I extracted?
It does not.
Okay.
There are some bits that maybe look a little older than others, but it's not run down. It's not really beat up. It just looks like it's got a bit of age to it.
Okay. Well, I guess we're looking for anything that looks like it might house medical or science equipment, which I guess technically could be any of these.
Yep.
Actually, you know what? Oh, wait.
Surely there's got to be a quicker way to do this than going door to door.
I'm going to try to get to some higher ground. I assume maybe something along the lines of up on a building or something. See if I can spot anything that looks like what we might be looking for.
Okay.
Or even hopefully maybe spot K outright.
Okay. Go ahead and make a investigation check.
Investigations. That's going to be 17.
17. You do see there's a couple of sections as you go a little deeper back behind the buildings that you're noticeably seeing the age in the buildings. Again, doesn't exactly look run down, but some of them look like they're a fusion of maybe could be apartments mixed with old like business buildings. And you're starting to think that maybe this is where some of the abandoned companies may have left their stuff behind.
Mm-hmm. And is there a way for me to move across rooftops, hopefully inconspicuously, or would that be outright conspicuous to do so?
They are very tall, And a lot of them are either really close together or really far apart, so it would be very difficult to do it.
Okay. Then I'll go
Actually, you know what?
to ground and start moving that direction through alleyways slightly separated from the group. I'll tell the group which direction to head,
Okay.
but just trying to keep a little bit of a different vector from them.
While
Okay.
he's doing that, I'm going to maybe try and talk to some civilians I see around here and kind of tell them that, we're here to pick up equipment, and this is what we're looking for. Unfortunately, the address they gave us is not the right location. Try and get information out of them.
Okay.
If I can.
Not a lot of people know what you're talking about per se, but they kind of give you suggestions of like, oh, there was some old either hospitals or old business areas over kind of in a particular area, but they have no idea if it's even still there anymore.
This gives us some areas.
So as you guys can see, you can look on the map.
And just out of curiosity, the areas where they scripted, any of them are in the way that Dreskar is currently heading? Or what he told us he was heading?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll keep along the path as long as I'll kind of mark in my map where they kind of told us and make sure that we're still on that trajectory.
Okay. So, Dreskar, you eventually do come across a building with some old signs that looks like a research lab. That seems to be run down.
Okay. Does it look like it's got a fresh lock on it or signs of recent use?
You can tell that one of the doors may have a somewhat shinier lock on it compared to the others, but it's hard to tell if it looks brand new or if it's just not as worn out as the others.
Okay. Let's see here. So I'm going. Any other entrances or windows or ways to maybe get a peek into all this?
All the windows are pretty high, and there's nothing really to jump on to get up and look into them.
Uh-huh.
So it'd be very difficult.
Would I have line of sight from a rooftop somewhere into one of the windows?
Technically, yes. However, it is quite a distance away, so you would be able to technically see into it, but not much because of the distance.
What about with a sniper scope?
You might be able to. You would have to scale a building.
That's a no then. Let's not be unreasonable. All right, I'm going to check the door and see if it's trapped at all.
Okay, go ahead and give me those rolls, please.
Which rolls would you like?
It's a perception check for checking for traps.
Okay, so 16.
16. You're able to tell that this particular door does have a little trigger wire that would set off an alarm if opened.
Would it be something I'd be able to disable before the alarm goes off?
You can certainly try.
Does it look like it's within reason to try?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to let the group know that I found a trap and that this might very well be the place that we're looking for.
Okay.
So what do you want for disarm? Sleight of hand?
Do sleight of hand to try and disable the alarm.
Yes. That's going to be a 23.
23? Yeah, you are able to easily go in and kind of adjust the wire and pinch it in just the right spot and curve it so when you open up the door, it does not hit it and trigger the alarm.
And as I'm barely opening up the door, I'm gonna be like checking as much of line of sight as the door continues to open to see if there's like cameras or people or anything like that.
The room is kind of dark. It's a little hard to see, but as far as you can tell, there doesn't seem to be any movement in here.
I don't think there's dark vision in this, is there?
There isn't.
I thought there was something similar that enhances your vision, but
I mean, if you do, there are helmets that enhance like night vision and stuff like that. It's not like pitch black dark. You can still see. You just can't see far into it. There's enough dim light to where you get hues of like some boxes and equipment, but nothing in great detail or far into the room.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna be cautious as I open it and try to hopefully catch anything before it catches us.
Okay. So are you gonna stealth ahead?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that stealth.
Let me pull something up here real quick.
So just as a note, because this was like the most perfect map, but it didn't have a lot of doors. Anything that's like the green rectangles are doors.
okay.
Some of them are very obvious doors, but the green rectangles are doors.
I want to use my tactical clip, but I think I'm going to hold on to that.
Okay.
So I'm going to very cautiously start moving towards this corner because that's the corner that I see with doors, checking for traps and whatnot.
Okay. Well, first things first, this door is closed.
What?
That first door is closed.
Oh, I thought that's the door he just went through.
No, you guys are now in the building.
Oh, okay. So now we're at where we're at. Okay.
Yes.
So, what, this one?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, stealth first, I guess.
Okay.
That's going to be an 18.
18? All right. You think you're stealthed.
I think I'm stealth. Yay. I think it, therefore I am.
So you can kind of tell, again, with the hue of the light, you can kind of see there's what looks like a long corridor. Oh no! Oh no! What happened? Who left? Who all left? Where'd you guys go?
Zoom shut down on me.
Zoom shut down on me too.
And me
Yeah,
too.
Zoom
Whoa.
entirely shut down.
Bad Zoom. Bad Zoom.
I was sitting here going, oh, did my internet connection flake out? No.
Oh, and of
Just
course it
Zoom.
rearranges everyone.
All right, hold on.
All right, y'all have to play these characters now. Go.
Oh god. We'll take a quick little reset.
No, it's good. You guys can still do this while I organize. It's all good.
I was a little worried because I was like, before that door is touched by anybody, and then Zoom shut down. I'm like, oh
It's
god,
a trap.
no.
That was a perfect it's a trap moment.
Yeah. On the map, I know you're a little busy to look at the map right
No,
now.
I'm good now. I'm good. It was quick.
Right here, is this a crate of some kind?
It is not a crate. It is a storage unit.
Okay, something that I can. It's something that I can take cover by. Then, I
Yes.
assume. Okay, I'm doing that before anybody touches that door.
Okay.
It's like you're expecting things to blow up.
Yeah, right.
Always.
How there was a trap, yeah, more move.
Where's our
back
trap?
to square. Let's try and get some distance.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna move up to this door and I'm gonna search it for traps.
Okay. Jamar, go ahead and give yourself full health.
Oh, good.
Because I noticed that your health was not fully there.
It's because you shot me last time.
I'm sorry.
She's not sorry.
However, Athelia is a sorry.
Ah, move on.
And there's the door. Just kidding.
And it blows up. Okay.
And TBK.
Do you move inside?
No, I'm checking for traps.
Oh, okay. Yep. Did you roll?
16.
There are no traps.
Yay, is it locked?
It is not locked.
I will very slowly and cautiously open that up.
Okay. You look inside, and it looks like it is a room.
Shocker.
I know. It looks like there's a couple of like benches, a couple of, you can't tell if it's medical or lab equipment. Definitely looks very sciencey. It just looks like maybe it's kind of a workroom, maybe.
Does it look along the lines of what Athelia was describing while she was doing the mind meld?
It looks close enough to it, yes.
All right, I'm going to move in and move to here to see what I can see.
Okay. You see more benches and equipment. In the corner, you are able to see a couple of more doors that are closed.
Okay, looking for tripwires along the way, blah blah blah. But I'll start moving over this direction
Okay.
towards the doors. Do these doors have windows at all?
The one over here does, but the other one does not. Are you guys
So-
moving in with him?
Athelia would have moved in, I think. Probably.
Okay.
It's a solo act, just me by myself.
I feel like Brockus probably would have,
Yeah, he would have.
and I'll be at the door.
Are there
If possible,
any of these
use-
workbenches, anything that look like they might contain anything inside them?
You can do an investigation check.
Why not? Looking for kind of anything we can use or any like data pads or anything else that might give us locations. Oh no, that's a natural one. I see nothing.
Oh no, you are too
I'm blind.
entranced looking at all the stuff like, whoa, people did like things here.
So
Whoa.
freaking fancy. There's so many things. Why'd they leave it all here? This baffles me. Why'd they leave it here? I mean, this looks like perfectly good stuff. Jordan, doesn't this look like perfectly good stuff?
I'm going to try to peer through the whatever transparency there is in this door
Okay.
and see if I see
So it's one of
anybody or
those
anything.
tall, kind of slender windows that are just maybe like a foot high. It's just like a 2 or 3 inches wide. It's just one of those slender ones. You look inside and it looks like you can't tell if it's maybe storage equipment, more benches. It just looks like bigger metal pieces.
Okay. Any like symbols on these or anything?
You do notice some symbols. You don't really recognize any of them. But they do look like that they're maybe medical related. Nothing that stands out though.
I'll wave Jamar over and ask him to look and see if he recognizes anything in there, if he thinks it's worth going into.
Okay. God. I'll have a look. Is there anything?
What are you looking into?
The same room I just looked into.
So through the window?
Yeah.
You see the same thing. You just see kind of an empty room with some, you don't know if they're crates, benches, storage equipment.
Nothing that readily would stand out to me as, hey, this would be useful to have.
Right.
All right, then the door I'm in front of right now is not the one with the window, is the one that I'm going to be checking.
Okay. That door is locked.
Is it trapped first, though?
You can check for traps.
That's what I would like to do.
Okay.
That's going to be a 14.
14. You don't really see anything, as far as traps, other than it's just locked.
Okay, I would like to unlock it.
Okay, go ahead and do sleight of hand. Or your thieves' tools thingy-mabobs. That thing.
Thing with the name.
The things. Okay, that's going to be a 16.
16? Okay, you are able to unlock it.
I'm going to very carefully open it, just like I would with any other door.
Okay. I need you and Jamar. Let me pull this up real quick. Wait a second, sorry.
I didn't see the trap.
You didn't see the trap. Actually, no, there is no save for this. Cool.
Oh.
Alright, it just happens. Never mind. Haha.
I hear a click, and all you guys hear from me is fuck.
You guys. Okay, that's not too terrible. You and Jamar take 4 points of thunder damage. As the ground quakes below you and shake and blasts you and Jamar back 5 feet.
Ouch.
Or 1 square, I should say. It's 2 meters in this game.
So I land on top of these.
Yeah. Kind of slam into it. This is a table right here, so you probably like kind of slam back into it and kind of flips you over.
Which... Well, anybody who's here knows we're here.
Well, might as well just go on through.
And I think that's Brockus's cue.
I think that is.
Yep, and Brockus charges on in, and he sees starting to crowd near the front. Looks like some humanoids in the dark popping out. And that is where we are going to end tonight. Because we will not have time to do a battle at the moment.
Oh.
But people know
Cliffhangers,
you're
man.
here now.
Cliffhangers.
You were off by 1 dress car. 1.
You know, when you roll that many times, and sooner or later, it's not going to be in your favor.
You know what?
Yeah.
If you're going to check a lot of shit, you're going to do a lot of rolls, okay? You're going to be
Eventually,
paranoid.
It's gonna kick you in the ass.
Or knock you on it in this case. Well, we are close to some battle here. I got all excited, but you guys, I'm not gonna lie, I thought you guys were gonna go see Mendel first instead of Kristoff, so I was like, yeah, battle! Ooh, no.
we thought easier target, maybe.
Well, you know, in a way it was.
Well, it was an easier target, but it didn't have much of a payout.
There's not much you can do for a druggie who will do any job to get some kashish.
But then
Or
again,
his
we know
next
we got all
things.
the information from the way we got it.
Also true, to be honest, you wouldn't have gotten much from him.
I figured. That's the reason I was suggesting
was-
myself.
All worth it, because when he comes to, he's gonna wonder how the hell his buttons got from his pocket to the floor beside him.
He's just
True.
gonna open his eyes and go, oh, not again. Oh.
I might be wrong, but don't Asari remember everything that they see in the mind melts? Like they can't get rid of.
They do, but it's not like they have like eidetic memory or
No,
anything
not like that.
that.
But it's all.
It's more of like a memory to them. So if they
Okay.
choose to remember it, it can be a little stronger. If you're just like, oh, okay, I don't care about this, and just be like, meh, whatever. But it's not like something that's like, yes, it's in my brain forever. It's just kind of like it's now considered like a memory,
Okay.
if you want to recall it or not.
Unlike some other people,
Oh, you guys are all mixed up. You guys change places. Act like your characters now. Do it now. Entertain
I'm
me,
awkward.
monkeys.
Who
I'm
am I?
awkward.
Dress guard? Okay, I
You're a
activate
dress
my
guard.
tactical cloak.
I'm awkward, and I'm only thinking about Drescar's ass.
I don't think that's 100% accurate.
But you can't forget it either.
That is an ass you'll never forget.
It's burned in her memory.
Well, we had a couple of nice. I mean, you guys did like 3 or 4 back-to-back fighting episodes, so it was nice to have some RP downtime. But now you're back in the fray. It's going to be exciting to see what you guys discover.
And hopefully Roger can be back next game. And he can force
Yeah, with the gosh, with everything that's happening right now with kind of his work right now, especially since kids aren't in school. There's a lot more tournaments going on with his job, so he's gotten a lot more busy. So hopefully he can still DM tomorrow, but yeah, I mean it's
I would be
Crossed.
very
His schedule.
surprised if he skips any Tuesday games between now and the anniversary. Because I know he really, really wants episode 100 to be on the anniversary.
yes.
Yes.
And that's 3. Yeah, 3 because we're on 98 tomorrow.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, and holy crap, I was so distracted last week for work. I totally forgot to upload last week's episode, so I need to do that.
Oh yeah, that didn't happen.
Yeah, that was my bad. I kind of got busy with stuff, and then the weekend was just a blur. So, I will post that up tomorrow. I promise. But thank you guys for hanging out. This was fun. You guys were very tactical. Just did not expect you to. You technically didn't buy drugs, but that I was like, oh, I thought they were gonna gather information. They are gonna buy drugs.
I
Okay.
was fully prepared to, and it was all for the sake of gathering information. Thank you very much.
I mean, yes. I just wasn't expecting drugs.
Hey, when you want a druggie to give you information, you give the druggie what they want.
I mean, yes. You just didn't quite give him what he wanted, though.
Well, I still have no idea what red stuff he was talking about.
Yeah. It's. Yeah.
Completely different than the red stuff I was messing with, you know?
I mean, it's something you guys can look up later if you so choose. And then you can make him OD again. He didn't actually OD, but he was not supposed to take that much all at once.
Oh, jeez.
He'll be a little comatose for a while.
Well, that was
but-
supposed to be for 2 people, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It was probably a little goes a long way. So you probably had enough for like 2 hits per person kind of thing,
Oh. Whoops.
if you used it like that. But you know, he doesn't care.
No.
But it was still exciting. That was still fun. Next week, we'll delve in more. We'll come back to this again. Hopefully, Roach and Quest can be back for that. Otherwise, we have HP Box that's gonna control him to kind of help us out because you'll probably need him. Let's just put it that way. You'll need the
I
extra
feel
hands.
like we're
Yeah.
gonna need him, yeah.
Yeah.
You're too squishy.
You're all
Flamethrower.
well. I mean,
Remember
health-wise,
flamethrower.
you guys are doing pretty good, but it's like Brockus is your tank, bros.
Although,
He really
I do have a
is.
few extra tricks up my sleeve now that we're level 2.
That's true, you guys. And Jamar has a drone now, which is cool.
No, I do not, because I have not had the time to sit and deal with that.
Well, now you have a
Oh.
week.
I
No,
was
no,
gonna say,
I physically haven't had the in-game time.
Oh, you have to design him.
I
He
have
has
to
to
build it.
Oh.
It is not an automatic; it's a build.
Why didn't you do that on your downtime, bro?
He was. He was
No,
starting to
He was
work
working
on
on the robot.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's a lot of work.
Oh, is it
to
really?
build.
Oh, that's good to
Yes.
know.
Um,
You and I will have to talk that out.
where is this?
Is Dreskar in Alaska? He's in... Oh my god! I know this! There is a planet that actually has the Northern Lights effect on it. It's like a snow planet. Unless I'm thinking of Andromeda, but... Oh! Dang it, I was trying to think of something clever and it didn't
The
happen.
snow planet Andromeda
Zoro?
does not have the Aurora Borealis.
Okay, it's
so
not
you would think
that
you
one
have
then.
something in the original trilogy.
Oh, that's when
I
okay.
wish I was able to see the Aurora Borealis right now.
Okay, so I remember why I didn't do it.
Why?
The base is 8 hours of work and 5,000 credits. I don't have the 5,000 credits.
Oh.
I'm like, there was a reason I didn't actually do it.
Wow.
That's a
That's
lot.
Huh. Well, after you do this job or a couple other jobs, you'll probably have the money
It's
for
one
it.
of these, once I have the money and time, it's 8 hours.
Okay. That's
which
not bad.
isn't a big deal, but I have
Do you
to
need any special
physically-
components or anything for it, or is it just the money and
no,
the time?
because engineers have their basic drones that they can summon.
Got it.
Like, I've got an army of drones I can freaking summon. Takes a spell slot to summon them.
Got it.
This is basically upgrading one of the castable versions to a permanent version.
Got it. Okay.
I'm excited because I got the Sculpt Biotics, which means I can make a minimum of 2 people auto-succeed against my spells.
Nice.
And take no damage.
So you'll be very exciting now to see you guys, because you guys got a couple abilities now. It'll be exciting to see what you guys do in battle now that you are level 2. But that's for next week. Otherwise, tomorrow, like we mentioned before, we're trying to stay on track for our episode 100 of our second season of Destiny Forge. It is one of 2 shows we have on this channel. We have Monday night, which is our Mass Effect Horizons game, which is a homebrew based off of D&D 5e variant. And then tomorrow, same thing. It is a 5e homebrew with a mix of Kobold Press's Midgard book, where we've got a much bigger group and much larger shenanigans going on. We are planning on having more. We're planning on having more shows in the very near future. We just need to get a hold of some DMs and whatnot. Get some players, and we'll get some more shows going. So it's exciting. So we will see you guys tomorrow for some D&D Destiny Forged. Otherwise, we will see you guys here for this show next Monday. And hopefully no one dies. Jamar, I'm going to shoot you.
I know.
Sorry. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow for Destiny Forge. Bye, guys.